Ja, machen wir hier. Diese Werbung. Aber bei dem ist einfach so 22 alte Games, was immer noch, was man spielen kann. Und was manchmal besser ist als die neuesten Spiele, was rauskommen.
It's not billion-dollar budgets or cutting-edge technology that make a game unforgettable. More often than not, titles released over a decade ago still teach lessons in storytelling, world building, and impactful gameplay. They prove that creativity and soul outweigh any fancy visuals. What's wild is that many of these technically limited games still humiliate today's blockbusters, and it's these gems we're talking about now. Before we dive in, tell me in the comments, what old gem do you think humiliates modern games? I really want to know your pick. And
Nicht
don't
so auf
forget to
Englisch,
subscribe to the
aber...
channel. I drop insane game lists every single day that you won't want to miss.
Batman.
Alice Madness Returns gives a dark spin to a classic tale, diving into a world warped by madness. The story follows Alice's fragmented mind, where every area reflects trauma and buried memories.
Haben wir das
It's a
schon
journey that
angeschaut?
blends fantasy and
Metro.
psychological horror, turning
Ne,
Wonderland
haben wir
into a
nicht.
haunting stage. The plot explores the clash between innocence and violence, crafting an atmosphere that grabs you with every twist. Combat relies on eccentric weapons, each designed creatively to fight grotesque enemies. You combine melee attacks with ranged strikes, letting you mix strategies in every battle. Environments
Müsste ich
constantly shift,
irgendwann auch mal
challenging you to
spielen.
adapt in fights and puzzles alike. The gameplay strikes a balance between action and exploration, always dipped in a surreal vibe that keeps you on edge. The level design hits hard, packed with beauty, twisted into nightmares.
Aber es haben zu viele Spiele, was man spielen will.
Gardens and breathing hallways drive home the sense of a living dream gone wrong. Every stage feels like a distorted painting, where nothing can be trusted and danger might be hiding in plain sight. The pacing unfolds slowly, always hinting that something worse lies just ahead. It's far more than a simple action game, it builds a psychological tension that messes with your head. The way illusion and reality blur makes every chapter feel unstable. Alice's trauma shapes the environment itself, giving life to a cruel, shattered world. It's an intense journey remembered for its bold style and a story that lingers long after the credits roll. Metro Last Light throws you into a ruined future where what's left of humanity hides underground after nuclear disaster. The story unfolds among warring factions, each fighting for control of what little remains. Between political plots and mutant threats, the narrative is thick with tension and moral decisions. Above ground, a radioactive wasteland serves as a constant reminder of collapse. The gameplay blends first-person action with stealth.
Das Remake von Black Flag. Das wäre geil.
Combat is fierce, but saving bullets can be
Wenn die Musik dabei ist noch von Black Flag,
flashlights, gas masks, and scary
das war am besten.
Every expedition feel risky. The game doesn't hold your hand. You have to think before you act. The setting is suffocating, filled with tight tunnels that heighten your sense of vulnerability. Above, the open world is even more.
Das Spiel ist auch geil. Metro Last Light. Als das letzte Mal rauskam, war schon was Besonderes, das Game.
The environmental work sells the illusion of a ruined world, every detail steeped in fear. More than just shooting at enemies, the game paints a grim picture of human nature under pressure. Every conversation or encounter could flip your view of who's trustworthy. Surviving isn't only about monsters, it's about dealing with your own choices. That mix of deep story and heavy atmosphere makes it one of the most unforgettable games of its era.
Das stimmt.
Sleeping Dogs kicks off with a tense undercover story where loyalty and infiltration walk a razor's edge. The plot explores a lively city ruled by crime, where every street corner holds danger and tough choices. It's not just action, trust issues fuel emotional weight throughout. That balance of drama and thrill turns the whole journey into something unpredictable. When it's time to fight, the combat shines with hand-to-hand systems rooted in martial arts. Quick strikes, counters,
ja, das ist auch das Sleeping Dogs ist auch ein cooles RPG, also mit Shooter.
Guns appear now and then, but the real intensity lives in close combat.
Original RPG.
Vibrant streets, crowded markets, and maze-like alleys.
Muss mal schauen, was die draus machen, das Weißbrot. Muss man halt schauen, was sie daraus rausmachen.
That mix between big narrative moments and daily life details creates real immersion. Far from being just another action game,
vielleicht machen die da was Gutes draus. Mal schauen.
Each mission hits with emotional punch and leaves a lasting mark. The violence carries weight, and the moral lines are always blurry. That blend of emotion, grit, and a living setting is what turned it into a modern cult classic. Resident Evil Revelations revives the fear
Ah,
factor with suspense-packed, confined spaces. The story
das
plays
war
with
das.
dark secrets tied to shadowy groups and twisted
Das Resident
experiments.
Evil war auf dem Schiff
Choosing your
gewesen.
weapons sharp, every door might hide something awful, and that slow
Das war
burn
damals
of
auf dem
terror
Schiff
gives the game
gewesen,
its own
wo
identity
wir
in the
erkunden
franchise.
mussten,
Gameplay
die
fills
Monster
with action with
töten,
classic
ein
survival
bisschen
horror.
erkunden.
There are
Ja.
intense fights against grotesque creatures, but also slow, resource-starved moments. Every bullet matters, and
War
choosing
ein
between
interessantes
combat
Game
or saving
gewesen.
ammo is a constant gamble. Exploring pays off with new items and lore that deepen the plot. Most areas are tight halls, eerie cabins, and places that never feel safe. The design traps you where every sound could mean danger. That dread lines up with sudden scares that work because of how well the tension builds. The world itself feels alive and out to get you, shaping how you move and think. What stands out is how it balances old school roots with new ideas. Some chapters crank up the action, others lean into slower, investigative pacing. That variety keeps things engaging and fresh. Even as a spin-off entry, it carved a name for itself by keeping the survival horror spirit alive and thriving.
Ich habe das Let's Play gesehen.
Black Flag sails you
Ach,
into
der war
an
sehr
era
geil.
where piracy means freedom
Ah,
and
Black
non-stop
Flag.
danger. The story dives into the struggle between ambition and responsibility, mixing sea battles with island conspiracies. That blend of naval adventure and layered politics gives the plot serious
Und die
momentum.
Musik auf dem
Feels
Meer,
like a pirate
das
epic
war auch
filled
geil
with
gewesen bei dem
ancient
Game.
secrets. Combat is flexible, letting you switch from swords to pistols to stealth attacks. But ship battles are where it really roars, with upgradable vessels and explosive
Hat
encounters.
auf jeden
at sea.
Fall sehr viel Spaß
Battling
gemacht.
storms or hunting enemies across the ocean makes every voyage feel legendary. That constant shift between land and sea keeps things fresh. The open world
Die
is
Shanties.
huge, filled with islands, forts, and ports begging to be explored. Side stops lead to missions, treasure, or sudden danger. The tropical vibe, with crystal waters and lively towns, breathes life into the setting. That attention to detail makes the whole world feel worth diving into. It's more than combat. It delivers the feeling of unchained adventure. The dream of
Aber mit den
unknown, discovering lands,
Schiffkämpfe
myths keeps this
kam
one
ich irgendwie
fresh.
nicht wirklich
Years
klar.
later, it's still seen as a peak in the series for fusing action
Kam
with that raw
irgendwie
sense of
nicht so
freedom.
wirklich klar am Anfang.
Quantum Break spins a story wrapped in time travel, mixing sci-fi and drama with non-stop twists. The narrative hinges
Ja,
on
Quantum
bending
Break war auch
time
ein
and
geiles
the
Game.
chaos that comes from
Habe ich
breaking
sehr gerne
what stay
gespielt.
fixed. Its cinematic style plays out like a series, with each
War
reveal
sehr geil
coming
gewesen
deeper.
mit der
The
Zeit.
fusion of game and live action scenes gives it a special
Bloß das
flair.
Ende hat mich
Gameplay
abgefragt.
revolves around time
Was ist ein
manipulation,
offenes Ende?
letting you slow, shield,
Und
and
die bringen
adjust
kein
in
zweites
creative
Teil
ways.
raus.
Gunfights
Das
get stronger
war-
with powers that bend the battlefield.
Das
The
war
mix of
nicht cool
traditional
gewesen.
shooting and wild abilities keeps every fight surprising. It's a system that feels powerful and chaotic. Levels reflect time's instability with broken environments and frozen or glitching spaces. The world feels fragile, like reality could crack at any moment. Pair that with wild visual effects and the action hits like a blockbuster. It blends gameplay and cinematic spectacle without missing a beat. What really clicks is how
let's see.
story and gameplay link up. Choices shape how things unfold, giving you real control over some outcomes. Even years later, it's remembered as a bold move to merge games and TV into one narrative experiment.
Ja, immer am Ende also in der Folge gewesen.
Dante's Inferno draws direct
Ah.
inspiration from Dante Alighieri's work.
Dante's
and turns it
Inferno,
into a
geiles
brutal
Game.
spectacle.
Aber leider noch
Every
die
circle of
Xbox
hell
dazu
takes on
kommen.
a life of its own.
Was ich sehr
Story
schade
follows
fand.
the descent into eternal suffering, filled with demons, corrupted souls, and unimaginable punishments. It's a harrowing
Dante's
journey between
Inferno.
redemption and damnation.
Ein
where
geiles
every
Spiel
step
damals.
unveils a scene more disturbing than the last. The narrative doesn't just talk about sin, it makes you feel its weight. Gameplay leans into fast-paced hack-and-slash combat with slick moves and heavy-hitting executions. Weapons like the Scythe and Divine Cross offer
Und
you
wo du entscheiden
multiple
konntest, ob
death
die
stakes and test chords. The
Toten
progression system lets you
du
invest in
sie
holy or unholy powers, changing how you fight.
befreien kannst oder
Boss
nicht.
battles feel massive and symbolic, turning every encounter
Ja, ja.
into a key part of the
Dante ist
story.
immer noch
It's a
Xbox
system that rewards
360.
aggression and flair.
Hat sich nie wirklich,
Du kannst alles erstellen.
davon befreit. Ist immer noch exklusiv
Eine KI
Xbox, Dante
The
Infernos.
environments are a
Leider.
masterpiece in twisted design.
Leider ist immer noch.
Deserts of tortured souls, cursed fortresses, and nightmare-fueled landscapes. The level of detail is staggering, each location crafted to unsettle. The art direction doesn't hold back, embracing horror to create a lasting impression. It's more than just action, it's a psychological plunge into the darkest corners of the human imagination. Its legacy goes beyond brutal gameplay. The game dares to
Gefressen.
adapt a literary classic into something visceral and unforgettable. Blending fast action, symbolic storytelling, and disturbing visuals, it became something truly unique. Even after all these years, it's remembered as a fearless take on hell, delivering one of the most intense visions ever brought to gaming.
Bei Dantes Fälle fand ich immer so geil, wo du halt Menschen fandest und dort entscheiden konntest, ob du sie sozusagen erlöst, in den Himmel kam, oder ob sie dann bestrafst. Weil jeder hat also ein Verbrechen begangen, was eine Sünde war. Und du konntest entscheiden, ob du die Sünde befreist oder nicht. Das war immer so ein cooles Game. Weil da konntest du auch entscheiden, in welche Richtung du gehst. Ob du heilig gehst mit den Angriffen oder unheilig. War ein cooles System gewesen. Ah, ist auch ein geiles Game. Rise Son of Rome. Geht auch nicht lang. 6 Stunden, 7 Stunden. Macht sehr viel Spaß.
Each chapter feels like a cinematic epic, packed with scenes that carry emotional punch. The game blends imperial grandeur with savagery, holding your attention from start to finish.
Hast du schon mal gesehen, Sapsi? Rise Son of Rome. Auch wenn das Game, glaube ich, auch über 10 Jahre, 15 Jahre alt ist die Grafik immer noch 1A.
Letting you embody a relentless warrior. The mechanics support smooth sequences, driving you forward through
Ist immer noch 1A, das Game.
The visuals are still impressive, even today. From crowded arenas to scorched battlefields, every environment showcases Rome's scale. Temples, walls, and fortresses are recreated with stunning authenticity, like a historical documentary turned action-packed. Marching with legions, dodging catapults, and storming burning cities becomes part of a spectacle that's hard to forget. What stands out is how it fuses
kann sein, und weiß was überheim.
It's not just pretty, it conveys the brutal nature of war in a legendary time.
Und das Problem war, es war das erste Spiel bei der Xbox 360, glaube ich, damals. War teuer gewesen. Und war einfach, ach, glaube ich, ist so kurz. Ja, leider, damals. Ja, ich glaube auch. Bloodborne.
It feels like every step might uncover something disturbing, connecting you to a world dripping with grotesque symbolism. Combat is fast, punishing, and requires sharp timing. Unlike others in the genre, defense isn't the focus, you're pushed to strike first and take bold risks. Transforming weapons add depth, letting you shift combat styles on the fly. Enemies are strange and unpredictable.
Aber das Game kann ich hier mal so lange kann ich mal wieder spielen, Sapsi, Rise Son of Rome. Weil es geht nicht lange. Denn so könnte ich in einem Stream das Spiel durchspielen, Rise Son of Rome. Weil es geht schnell. 6 Stunden, 7 Stunden geht das Spiel nur. Ist ein kurzes, spaßiges Game.
Bloodborne's impact lies in its marriage of hidden lore, punishing gameplay, and suffocating ambiance. It tests reflexes, sure.
Ja, aber ist noch ein bisschen alt, Bloodborne. Ich glaube, 6 Jahre, 7 Jahre, Bloodborne.
Even after you've stopped playing. It remains timeless, a landmark for those who crave relentless challenge and haunting stories. Splinter Cell Blacklist weaves a gripping modern spy.
Nee, ist schon 10 Jahre her, Bloodborne. Ist schon 10 Jahre her.
Terrorist network requiring sharp strategy and tough calls. It thrives on more than action. Psychological tension builds a perfect backdrop for stealth missions. Twists keep the plot moving and the suspense high until the very end. Gameplay lets you pick between stealth.
Das Spiel wollte ich auch irgendwann mal spielen, Splinter Cell. Das wollte ich irgendwann mal spielen. Also ein cooles Game sein. Ja, ja. Entweder Remake oder Bloodborne 2. Das will jeder haben.
The settings are varied and well crafted, from military bases to bustling cities and hidden installations. Each mission is designed for multiple paths, reinforcing the idea that there's no single right way to win. Tension ramps up the further you go, rewarding both quick thinking and careful planning. That constant variety keeps the campaign feeling fresh and engaging. More than just an action
das ist Blacklist. Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Title. Blacklist nails the feeling of a global covert operation. Political intrigue, flexible gameplay, and polished environments combine into one complete package. Years later, it's still seen as one of the franchise's most refined entries. It nailed the blend of classic stealth with modern mechanics, earning its place among top-tier espionage games. Dishonored 2 spins a rich tale of power, betrayal, and revenge in an empire steeped in corruption. The story hinges on choices that truly affect outcomes, offering different routes and endings. This focus on consequence gives
Ist auch ein cooles Game. Du dich entscheidest, die Kräfte, die Welt.
Hiding social unrest and secrets in every corner. You have total freedom in how you play. Stealth is always an option, letting you slip by undetected and leave no trace, or you can go loud, cutting down enemies with brutal force. Supernatural powers add more layers, enabling creative strategies for each situation. That freedom makes every mission feel personal. There's no wrong way to proceed. The locations shine with European-inspired architecture, mixing beauty with decay. Streets, rooftops, and alleys double as tactical tools, offering endless exploration paths. Vertical design encourages scaling buildings or diving into lush interiors. That mix of style and interactivity makes each level feel like a sandbox puzzle waiting to be cracked. What makes Dishonored 2 stick is how it blends narrative, choice, and player creativity. Your decisions shape the world's tone, bringing visible changes to characters and settings. That fusion of deep story and open gameplay makes it one of the standout titles of its era. It's still a reference point when talking about freedom in stealth action gaming.
Ja, ich habe mal Dishonored 1 gespielt, aber nicht weit. Weiß ich. Mir hat es damals nicht so wirklich zugesagt. Aber ich muss mal irgendwann probieren.
The Stanley Parable breaks every rule in the book, delivering a story that unravels itself with every step. It starts with an office worker trapped in a bizarre
Das haben wir doch mal geschehen. Oder? Wobei, einige Trailer kannst du immer mit dem gleichen spielen manchmal. Ich glaube, einen anderen Trailer haben es gesehen.
Gameplay is simple by design. The heart of it lies in the choices you make and the strange consequences they cause. You can follow the narrator's directions or ignore them entirely, and every choice leads to a different ending. This mechanic fuels a feeling of unpredictability, as if the game is actively responding to your behavior. Nothing feels fixed. Every playthrough shifts the rules. The environments begin as bland office spaces, but that's the point. Gradually, they morph into bizarre and surreal settings, driving home the idea that reality can fold in on itself at any time. This constant change keeps your curiosity high, as every door might lead to something completely unhinged. You never know what's next. The game's impact comes from how it makes you think about narrative, agency, and the medium of games itself. It isn't just telling a story, it's having a conversation with you. The Stanley Parable became a cult classic by challenging expectations and turning simplicity into brilliance. Even after finishing it, the experience echoes in your mind, impossible to forget. Uncharted 3 delivers a sweeping tale packed with archaeological mystery, ancient cities, and age-old conspiracies. The plot dives into lost ruins and buried secrets, taking you across deserts and into hidden fortresses. It plays like an epic adventure, balancing suspenseful dialogue with jaw-dropping action. The pacing feels like a blockbuster, pulling you into a full-on historical expedition. Gameplay blends solid exploration with intense shootouts and dramatic climbs. Each chase,
ich muss sagen, von den Uncharted-Reihe, der zweite gefällt mir am besten. Dann kam 1, 3. Der vierte, kam ich nie wirklich klar.
The environments are breathtaking, from narrow alleys packed with people to endless, dangerous deserts. The attention to detail in these spaces enhances immersion, making every location feel rich with story. It's more than a shooter, it's a journey through living, breathing worlds. The visuals and artistry are among the game's strongest elements. What truly sets this title apart is its marriage of story and gameplay. Every action set piece feels iconic, whether you're falling out of a plane.
Aber Uncharted 4, weiß nicht, hat mich nicht so
or uncovering hidden temples. Years later, Uncharted 3 remains one of the standout adventure games, showing how to blend
gereizt, sagen wir so. Der vierte war nicht mehr das, was gewesen war.
Castlevania Lords of Shadow reinvents the legendary franchise with a bold, dark twist. The story follows a battle against evil forces threatening to break the balance between humanity and the supernatural. It's heavy with emotion and drama, featuring twists that reshape how you see everything. It blends faith, loss, and sacrifice into a story that sticks with you. Combat plays like classic hack and slash, offering rich combos and powers to keep every fight engaging. The main weapon, a combat cross, provides range and flexibility for dealing with crowds and solo threats. New moves unlock as you go, keeping the action fresh. Boss fights are massive and tactical, forcing you to adapt and plan. The environments are grand and crafted with care, ranging from gothic castles to cursed forests and ancient ruins. Each place has its own mood, immersing you in a haunted world. The art style blends beauty with sorrow, creating a unique identity. The variety and scenery keeps the momentum going strong throughout the game. What makes it so memorable is how it revived the series without losing its soul. It combines sharp combat, unforgettable locations, and an emotionally charged plot into one powerful package. Lords of Shadow managed to win over longtime fans and new players alike, standing out as one of the franchise's most respected modern entries.
Ja, das muss ich auch noch spielen. Lord of Shadow.
Delivers one of the most
Yeah.
intense horror narratives ever put into a
Scheiß
game,
Spiel.
placing you inside an asylum filled with terrifying secrets.
Was war das beschissene Spiel überhaupt?
And horrifying encounters, building non-stop paranoia. It dives into themes of twisted science and extreme
Hat mir
madness,
gar nichts so
where even
gesagt.
empty hallways feel threatening.
Ich fand's
Safety is
scheiße.
never guaranteed, even when no one's around. What sets gameplay apart is the lack of combat. Your only tool is a camcorder with night vision, helpful but with limited battery.
Ich hab das Spiel
That
gehasst.
complexity forces careful exploration and heightens tension. One wrong move means death. Desperation drives the pacing, turning survival into a test of awareness and nerve. The environments are claustrophobic, tight corridors, blood-stained rooms, and outdoor spaces wrapped in pitch-black night. Everything is built to unsettle, as if the walls themselves are watching. Minimal lighting design ensures darkness is a real threat. This approach creates a psychological horror that never lets go. What's most impressive is how the game terrifies without cheap tricks.
Ich habe sogar Outlast 1 oder 2 auf Steam, aber nur weil ich es geschenkt bekommen habe. Ist nicht mein Game.
Titles ever made, turning players into prey inside its haunted, unforgettable corridors.
Ist nicht mein
God
Game.
of War 3 opens with a colossal bang, throwing you into a war between gods and titans in the very first minutes. The story is driven by vengeance, drenched in hatred and mythic scale destruction. Every step
Die Reihe ist geil von God of War.
where violence and drama go hand in hand. It's an epic tale built to feel massive and merciless from start to finish. The hack and slash gameplay hits a franchise high. Battles are fast, brutal, and packed with variety, with devastating combos turning each fight into a spectacle. The weapon choices support different playstyles, pushing you to experiment. The progression system keeps things moving, always unlocking new powers that amplify your sense of absolute strength. Environments are jaw-dropping in scale, from towering temples to fights played out atop moving titans. The art direction creates a sense of overwhelming size, as if each location can barely fit.
Ja, das müsste ich mal spielen, die ganzen God of War-Reihe. Von 1 bis zu Ragnarok. An alle Teile. Müsste ich mal alle Teile spielen.
God of War 3 is its fusion of mythic storytelling, savage combat, and gigantic set pieces. It's not just about slaying enemies, it's witnessing a blood-soaked saga that redefined scale in gaming. Even years later, it's still remembered as one of the most awe-inspiring action games, the kind that defined a generation.
Ja, müsste ich mal spielen.
Skyrim presents a vast world full of stories tucked into mountains, caves, and cities that feel truly alive.
Ja,
The main quest revolves around ancient prophecies
Ja.
and a legendary evil set to return.
das gibt's
but
ja
that's
immer
only
noch.
part of it. The real magic lies in the freedom to
Und es
explore,
wird
meet new
gefühlt
characters, and carve your
immer
own
noch
path. Every choice
in 100
opens
Jahren
new
geben,
possibilities,
wenn es so weitergeht.
making each journey deeply personal. Gameplay thrives on how you want to play. Become a ruthless warrior, a powerful mage, or a stealthy archer. Combat is fluid, letting you mix weapons, spells, and abilities.
Ja, es gibt auch für PSP.
As the more you use something, the better you get at it. That freedom builds a sense of constant progress, like every decision shapes your growth. The open world stuns with scale and variety. From snow-covered peaks to dense forests and underground ruins, every spot holds secrets and challenges. The detail in the setting invites slow exploration. Side quests and parallel storylines deepen the experience, turning the map into a living book full of tales waiting to be discovered. Even after all these years, it remains a benchmark for open-world RPGs. Its endless content and near-limitless freedom make it unforgettable. It's a journey that keeps delivering surprises, always feeling fresh with each return. Skyrim became more than just a game. It's an entire universe begging to be explored. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided dives into a dystopian future where society is split between normal people and those with cybernetic enhancements. The narrative is steeped in political tension, exploring prejudice, inequality, and global conspiracies. That backdrop adds weight to the plot, blending investigation, action, and ethical dilemmas. It's not just about tech, it's about the social toll of a world gone off balance. Gameplay gives full freedom in how to tackle objectives, go stealthy and avoid conflict, or go loud using weapons and enhanced abilities. Augmentations unlock unique builds, from physical upgrades to high-tech powers. This range ensures each mission can be solved in different ways, rewarding creativity and experimentation. The world is rich and dense with futuristic cities that feel both alive and uneasy. Architecture mixes sleek design with decay, driving home the class divide. Street conversations and background reactions deepen immersion. The thick urban atmosphere and constant surveillance make it feel like you're always being watched in a hostile environment. Its true strength lies in how it blends political narrative, deep mechanics, and immersive setting. It makes you think while offering gripping action and strategic depth. Years later, it still stands out as a daring entry, mixing meaningful storytelling with choice-driven gameplay. A must-play for anyone into sci-fi or futures that ask hard questions. Bulletstorm comes in loud, turning chaos into pure style. The story follows mercenaries out for revenge, but what really grabs you is how it handles action with irreverence.
Ja, das Spiel muss ich spielen. Muss ich einfach spielen, weil ich hab's nie beendet, das Spiel. Ich muss einfach mal weiterspielen.
Is built around encouraging wild creativity. Weapons are over the top and unique, offering more than basic functions. The standout is the skill shot system, which rewards stylish kills with points, pushing you to get inventive. Every fight becomes a wild, bloody performance.
Ich muss das Spiel mal fertig spielen.
Levels are vibrant, colorful, and packed with interactive elements.
Ist auch ein kurzweiliges Game. Dauert nicht lange.
Each area is a playground for chaos. The stage design fuels your abilities, making every moment feel choreographed and explosive. The variety keeps the action fast and fresh all the way through. Bulletstorm made a name for itself by ignoring genre rules. It shows excess, boldness, and flair over realism, delivering a wild ride. Even now, it's remembered as one of the most creative shooters of its time. Winning isn't the only goal, it's how you turn each fight into a blood-soaked, stylish display that counts. Batman Arkham Asylum drops you into Gotham's most dangerous asylum, with a gripping story that unfolds over one chaotic night. The narrative follows iconic villains seizing control, pulling you into a twisted psychological showdown. It's dark, tense, and full of mind games that dive deep into the hero's psyche.
Bei Deus Ex war auch da was gewesen, wo John eine Granate geworfen hat, obwohl er was anderes machen wollte.
The fighting system is smooth, letting you chain strikes, counters, and finishers with ease. Stealth becomes key too, as rushing into gunfire can be deadly. That variety keeps things balanced, shifting from explosive action to quiet strategy and back again. Environments are tight and oppressive, with shadowy halls, hidden labs, and enemy-packed wings. Every part of the asylum feels designed to make you uneasy. As you progress, new tools and skills let you revisit areas and uncover secrets. This setup gives the map a living, breathing quality like the place itself is watching. What made Arkham Asylum so unforgettable was the blended narrative combat.
Wollte irgendwas machen, hat an einer Stelle eine Granate geworfen.
It wasn't just a superhero game, it was a deep dive into the
Das war lustig gewesen.
and his foes. That balance helped launch one of gaming's most respected franchises, with this first entry still seen as groundbreaking. Infamous Second Son tells a story centered on
spielt momentan ja John.
under heavy surveillance. The plot explores fear and control as society grapples with
Spielt momentan John, habe ich gesehen.
abilities. It dives into themes of oppression and identity, contrasting raw action with emotional moments. The city becomes a battleground between rebellion and authority. The core gameplay shines with diverse powers that dramatically shift how you play. You absorb elements like smoke, neon, and concrete, each offering unique abilities. This range lets you mix and match strategies for combat and movement. A morality system adds weight.
And action.
Very exciting. We're on set with a new Swiss tourism ad with Hollywood.
Shaping how the city views you based on
Auch wenn ich gesagt habe, dass im November, wenn keine neue Spiele rauskommt, Mass Effect Spiele. Ich glaube, ich habe mich mal umgeändert. Ich glaube, ich werde dann im November so in die Richtung die Infamous-Reihe machen. 1, 2 und 3. Und danach habe ich wieder Bock. Wenn ich mal Mass Effect mache, Infamous-Reihe 1, 2 und 3 im November. Weil bis jetzt kam nichts Neues raus, was für mich interessant wäre. Und die Infamous-Reihe ist auf jeden Fall ein sehr cooles Game. Macht auf jeden Fall sehr viel Laune. Infamous.
The game shows that the real danger isn't always monsters. Sometimes it's our own decisions. Gameplay moves at a deliberate pace, blending stealth, direct combat, and limited resources. Makeshift weapons and scavenging tools raise the tension of
Wisst ihr, ob John noch das DLC spielen wird von Infamous Second Son? Es gibt noch ein DLC davon. Neon Light, glaube ich, heißt es. Naja, ich habe genug Spiele. Okay. Ich werde auf jeden Fall spielen. Ah, okay. It's not just about surviving, but caring about every step and the weight of each decision. The Last of Us remains one of the most impactful games ever. Aber das Grundspiel ist auch lang genug, wenn man alles machen will. Wenn man alles machen will, ist es lang genug. Which one of these older games still puts today's releases to shame? Drop your answer in the comments. I'll be reading them all. If you like the video, hit the... Ja, das, wo ist das? Dante's Inferno. Ich habe noch nie so wieder ein Spiel gesehen, wie Dante's Inferno damals gab. So in die Richtung. Heutzutage, ich glaube, wenn so ein Spiel heutzutage rauskommen würde, wird so ein wieder einen Shitstorm bekommen. Weil das, was damals da war in dem Game, Respekt. Das wird, glaube ich, heutzutage nicht mehr so wirklich rauskommen. Glaube ich. Das wäre da. Damals war es noch sagen, in Ordnung, aber heutzutage bei dem ganzen Scheiß, was unterwegs ist, nicht so wirklich. Das wünsche ich mir. Das will ich gerne wieder spielen. Ganz Inferno. Naja. Heutzutage ist es echt schwer, irgendein Spiel rauszubringen, um alle glücklich zu machen. Andere fühlen sich verletzt, andere sind das nicht. Das war vor ein paar Wochen State of Play raus von First Light. Haben die rausgebracht, so eine halbe Stunde haben die gezeigt. So eine halbe Stunde vom James Bond haben die rausgebracht. Ich glaube vor 2 Wochen, 3 Wochen, irgendwas. Vor 2 Wochen haben sie es rausgebracht. Naja, ich freue mich auch auf das Game, was nächstes Jahr rauskommt. Hat ein bisschen was von Uncharted 1, so in die Richtung. Hat ein bisschen was von Uncharted. Schafft nur die Grafik versauen die nicht und auch die Story ist gut genug.
Game Director on 007 First Light. I know everyone has been waiting patiently to finally see our game, and that's exactly why we're here today. So without further ado, and on behalf of our talented team, I'm incredibly proud to introduce an extended playthrough of Bond's...
Kannst ja bei mir machen, Sabzi. Ich will es auf jeden Fall spielen. Aber ich weiß nicht, ob es auf PC oder auf der Playstation. Da bin ich mir unsicher, wo ich spielen werde. Ob Playstation oder PC? Muss ich mal überlegen. Also nächstes Jahr, was rauskommt. Irgendwann 26, glaube ich.
Now I could get used to this.
Don't act too impressed, dearest. We'll blow our cover. And James,
Slowakei.
I'm a glorified hood ornament. What could I possibly have to pay?
Aber die Grafik sieht schon geil aus. Die Steine, die Bäume, das Auto, das Wasser. Auch das Wasser sieht cool aus, sieht schön aus. Die Weite.
Greenway's
Das
testing
wird auf jeden Fall
That's all. Don't give him an excuse.
wird interessant werden.
Really brings out your cheekbones.
Wird auf jeden Fall interessant werden, das Game.
Take a left up ahead, James.
Backseat driver.
What's that, darling?
Just a frog in my throat.
Ja, und heutzutage die meisten Spiele, die rauskommen, sind eh halbgar. Wenn du jetzt die neuesten Erscheinungen siehst, Borderlands und so weiter, die mussten erst wieder Patches rausbringen oder andere Games, damit das Spiel gut funktioniert. Ja.
Won't be a moment. All clear. Please proceed.
Ich habe bis jetzt noch kein Spiel gesehen, was ohne Patch 1 oder sowas rauskommt, oder irgendwas patchen musste, was kaputt war.
If I sold a kidney, I could afford to stay for a night.
Das ist heutzutage nicht so wirklich.
Stayed here, I mean.
Die bringen es zu schnell raus, oder beziehungsweise
Something you'd forget.
die lassen es nicht testen, das Game, die Games, bevor die es rausbringen.
Can. At least Sheila will be happy. Private jet.
What?
Ja, die wollen auch Geld sparen,
Darling, nothing.
aber man sollte wissen, wo man Geld sparen will.
What do you make of 009?
He was the best in his day. That was a long time ago. My guess is he's tired of running.
Greenway thinks we're being played.
And since when do you trust Greenway?
I never said I did.
They knew each other, though. That much is clear. Something to do with an operation called Nightfall.
Schöne Jaguar.
Question. Did 009 pick Greenway out of good faith or bad blood?
Well, we're about to find out.
Ein schöner Jaguar.
Pull up. This is our stop. We're live, gentlemen. Switch to comms. Monroe, with me. James, stay.
Save the world some other time, yeah?
Afternoon. Invitation, please.
Blake and Loretta York. Plus the help.
Welcome to the Grand Carpathian. Parking is right up ahead. Mr. and Mrs. York, enjoy your stay.
Much obliged.
Park the car.
Oh, they will.
Right. We're entering the premises. Team status?
Nash, delivery area. In position. Singh, staff quarters.
Ronson, conference wing. Kingsley, first floor suites. Bond. Bond.
Und
Lot. In position.
Greenway, Grand Hall. Switching off comms as instructed. Keep a low profile and don't let your guards down. 009 most certainly won't.
aber es ist interessant, wie beim Game die Kämpfe aufs Flüssig läuft oder irgendwas da. Ob die wirklich das Game die Kämpfe gut rausbringen. Ob es flüssig Ah ja, weil auch jetzt bei Song haben sich jetzt auch wieder Spieler beschwert, dass es so schwer ist und die zu viele Schaden machen, du zu wenig Schaden machst und so weiter. Kann man es ein bisschen verstehen.
Not exactly the 5-star treatment. No harm in stretching my legs. Bond, reporting suspicious behavior.
009?
No, one of the hotel staff. Strangest looking bellhop I ever saw. He was mishandling luggage.
Are you joking? What are we, the local tourist board?
I guess he had to be there. It was odd. I'm gonna check it out.
You will not. 009 is our only priority. Stay at your post, James. That's an order.
Yes, Mom.
Macht er eh nicht. Aber es sieht wirklich perfekt aus. Also wie gesagt, das Whiteboard zu perfekt. Auf jeden Fall
Missed him.
alles perfekt.
Staff and press only.
Oh, damn. Forgot my press badge.
You're not the first.
Can I duck through? I need to catch up with that bellhop.
Show me your ID and all's good.
Better go and get my ID then.
If you want to catch your bellhop.
Fair point.
Einmal nach oben. Okay, also der Sensor. Ja, muss man halt schauen, was rauskommt. Ob die Optik auch im echten Game so aussieht oder halt es für den State of Play verschönert wurde. Hat mir aber ein paar Spiele gehabt, dass bei den Trailern ein bisschen herumgepfuscht worden ist, dass es zu schön aussieht. Und dann, wenn wo das Game rauskommt, ist, sah es ein bisschen anders aus. Sagen wir mal so. Aber wenn das Game wirklich so aussieht wie jetzt, muss ich sagen, jo, nicht schlecht. Muss ich sagen, nehme ich. Muss ich sagen, nehme ich dann das Game, wenn es wirklich so aussieht.
What the? God. Sorry.
Ja, nee. Aber mit dem Feuerzeug das Feuer anmachen, also die Blätter anmachen, dann.
What? Let's see. What is...
Okay. Okay, das ist ein bisschen KI aus der Hölle. Dumm wie Brot. Dumm wie Brot, die KI. Und dass keiner merkt, dass irgendwo da oben klettert. Jo, sicher.
Gate crashing a black tie event. Haven't done that since final year. What? Ken Banks, penetration tester. I need to have a stern word with your manager.
Good to have you on the team.
Okay, let me stop you right there. I have bets to make.
Later.
This guy better be worth it.
Und auf einem starken PC kann man auch die Grafik erreichen, wenn man alles hochdreht. Wäre möglich. Kann man schon.
Don't mind me, ladies.
Good afternoon, sir. Which room is he in?
Dunno, but he's getting an extra mint on his pillow. That's for sure.
Kann man schon einiges erwarten. Schick, schick.
Now, let's see what all the fuss is about.
Schach.
There's Greenway. Hopefully I'm the last thing on his mind. What are you here for?
Ja, das kann auch sein, unser Trotz.
Kingsley alert. Best not get spotted just yet. Need to keep the case first.
Weil entscheidend ist, was eine PlayStation du spielst, ob das die normale der Pro ist. Weil ich denke mal, auf der PlayStation Pro kannst du ein bisschen mehr erwarten als auf der normalen PlayStation 5. Mal schauen.
Bond, status.
All was quiet in the parking lot. No sign of 009. Over.
Mal schauen. Aber wir müssen eher warten, bis das Spiel rauskommt. Dann kann man mehr.
I think he models for Alexander Dugin.
Dann kann man mehr sehen,
Now.
ob die Grafik gleich bleibt oder nicht.
Is it your own concoction? I can't take credit, I'm afraid. The hotel owner has a huge collection of mixology books from the 20s. Book collector, huh? Now yes, his pride and joy.
Muss ich mal warten.
Antique books on display about the castle and local history.
Wonder if you could help me.
I'll certainly try, sir.
Did you notice the blonde bellhop who just passed through here?
There's a face you'd pick out in the lineup. Probably one of the pimps. He was asking for the directions to the backstage area.
A chess fiend. I knew it.
I'd stay clear of him.
Just need a quiet word. Nothing dramatic.
Okay. Er müsste sich eigentlich verletzen, was er da eben gemacht hat.
Looking for these?
Nein.
Hold on. Just who the hell are you?
Not now. Eyes on the road.
Oh, thanks. Vielen Dank für den Raid. Willkommen
Look out.
zu ein paar Spieletrailer. Weil Singularity haben wir gespielt. Ich hoffe, es hat viel Spaß gehabt mit den
Got too much of a head start.
Stream.
Corners.
Careful what you
Fine.
wish for.
Hey Sinas! Einen wunderschönen Abend wünsche ich dir. Ah, Final Fantasy 9. Hast
Ambulances.
Vielleicht hast du Sky nicht mehr weiter gespielt oder nur ein bisschen gespielt? Weil ich weiß, dass es angefangen hat, dass wer jetzt auf das Sky oder wer der Spieler ist. Wir schauen uns momentan das State of Play von First Light James Bond 07. Das könnte ich sein beim Autofahren. Das könnte ich sein.
Sheep. You're right.
Ah, okay. Keine Probleme. Bei so einer Demo hatte ich noch nichts gehabt. So. Naja.
Left. Go left.
Na schau.
Brace. There he is.
Vielleicht klärt sich das, die technischen Probleme. Anni war so ein Tag bis jetzt sollte gewesen. Oh, das ist nicht gut, Sings. Wenn so schwierige technische Probleme gab, ist dann wieder scheiße. Das ist dann wieder ekelhaft.
Now we're talking.
Kam erst heute heraus, dann oder gestern. Und dann kommt sowas raus. Ah, das ist immer toll bei neuen Spielen so. Dass man nicht weiterspielen kann, weil irgendwelche Probleme auftauchen. Das ist immer geil bei sowas.
Right. Who are you really?
Agent Charlotte Ross.
Aber ich hoffe, du hattest
British intelligence.
genug Spaß gehabt, bis du aufhören musstest.
I figured as much.
Weil die Demo war cool gewesen. Hat auf jeden Fall sehr viel Spaß gemacht.
DGAC has been hunting him for a long time. This is the closest we've ever gotten, and I'm not letting him slip through my fingers now.
Sounds like we have a conflict of interest.
How about we burn that bridge when we get to it?
Fine by me.
Ah, das kann ich glauben, Sings. Wenn man sich auf das Spiel freut und auf einmal sagt das Spiel, aha, fuck you.
There. Pull over.
Oh. Ja, das ist ekelhaft. Du freust dich aufs Spiel und das Spiel zeigt dir den Mittelfinger. Heute nicht.
In that case. Get down there, draw their fire. I'll flank them. We need to keep that plane on the ground.
Well, what are we waiting for?
There's that English sang-froid. Bonne chance, James.
Oh, das schöne Auto. Aber jetzt in 2 Wochen kommt ja Ghost of Twitter raus. Oder 1,5 Wochen. Ja, Ghost of Twitter. Ich freue mich drauf. Noch 1,5 Wochen. Spielen, spielen. Oh. Die Schussanlagen sind da. Geht schnell. Explosionen sehen geil aus. Sieht auf jeden Fall. Was man hier sieht, sieht schön aus. Sieht geil aus. Bis jetzt freue ich mich auf das Game. Oh. Explosionen en masse. Ja, auf jeden Fall. Explosive versetzen muss. Ansonsten wärst du so einfach ohne. Oh. Das wird ein Spaß. Das wird ein Spaß. Ja, das mit der Entwicklung habe ich gelesen auf Twitter, glaube ich. Mit dem irgendwas Antifa oder irgendwas in der Richtung hat einer das gepostet. Ja, manche Menschen denken nicht nach, gefühlt. Das habe ich gelesen. Naja. Ich lasse mir nicht vermiesen, das Game. Ja, das stimmt. Und der Eiermann. Okay. Der geht freiwillig da hoch. Einmal abschützen, du bist tot. Als ob die das überleben.
009, you're next.
Package secure. Snug in the front. Did you kill the transponder? No such thing on the radio stations 24 minutes out. No one's tracking us. And the Data disappeared.
Ah, und Sinas, wir haben auch Singularity wieder beendet. Mit allen Enden nochmal durchgemacht. War wieder ein cooles Game gewesen. Singularity.
Dark. It's all up to me. Think. Need a way to force it down. If I could access the flight control system.
War wieder ein geiles Game gewesen. War ein schönes Game gewesen wieder. Okay, ich habe mich leider nicht wirklich weit informiert, was die gemacht hat, aber naja. Wer so dumm ist und was sagt, muss halt sowas befürchten, dass sie gekündigt wird von Sucker Punch. Okay, das erinnert mich stark an Uncharted, wo er aus dem Flugzeug fliegt. Das erinnert mich stark an ihn, an das Spiel. Und... Hey! Mach dir kein mit Brille. That's right. 07. Ja, es wird ein geiles Game.
And I'm honored to announce that I'm playing James Bond in IO Interactive's much anticipated game 007 First Light. It's thrilling to be bringing this character to life in the gaming world.
Wird auf jeden Fall ein geiles Game werden.
Talented cast including Lenny James as Bond's mentor Greenway, Priyanka Burford as M, Alistair McKenzie as Q, Kira Lester as Bond's most fervent supporter Moneypenny, and Noemi Nakai as the enigmatic Ms. Roth.
Bond's world is all about what's seen and what's hidden beneath the surface. You've just watched an extended mission playthrough. No commentary, just a raw experience. We hope you liked it just as much as we loved crafting it for you.
Sah cool aus, die Mission.
What meets the eye. In this next section, we'll guide you through how it all works. The tools, systems, and choices that shape the gameplay in 007 First Light. Let's take a closer look.
Welcome to the world of James Bond in 007 First Light, where infiltration and espionage are just two of many spycraft skills. In this mission,
ja, das ist die Frage. Machen das eher in die Richtung Uncharted oder eher so Hitman? Oder so eine Mischung aus 50-50. Ja, das ist das neue, was nächstes herauskommt, First Light 007. Das kommt irgendwann 26 raus. Und hi Wendy, willkommen! Das kommt nächstes Jahr raus.
Go to the security room. It's first floor, east wing, staff offices.
Got it.
Bond must gain access to the upper floors, but some areas are off limits, even for those with a stolen ticket.
Ja, das ist das neue Game.
Sorry, sir. Can't let you through.
Just looking for the
Kommt irgendwann 26 raus.
Dialogue from other characters can offer clues to the mission's progression. Listening in on conversations is a useful intelligence tactic, potentially revealing opportunities for an easy breach.
If you
doesn't make an appearance in the next 10 minutes, he can watch from down here. Yeah, do that. Rob Minkley, Crux Magazine. And you are?
Rob Minkley. Sorry for the wait.
About time, Mr. Minkley. No miss gave up on you. Right then, go grab your camera, and I'll take you past security. What?
Photography can be such a negative experience.
Ja, wenn es gut hinbekommen von der Action und dann, also Hitman anscheinend die Sachen reinzubringen, könnte ein cooles Spiel werden. Ja, mit dem Einschläfern mit den, ist mehr Hitman-Reihe. Action ist mehr...
All set.
Follow me.
Bond's gamble has paid off.
The balcony should give you an excellent view of the stage.
Ist halt eine Mischung aus...
But this man can't go upstairs.
Relax, fellas. He's with me.
You say so.
I read your articles in Crux Magazine on rogue AI and cognitive warfare.
Hopefully this is a good time to drop in.
You won't always receive the red carpet treatment. So sometimes, you might have to take the initiative. In these highly volatile stealth situations, it pays to choose caution over direct confrontation, as everyone can be a valuable source of information.
Saunders, I'll be needing that key card.
Watch it.
What?
That needs a look.
Ja. Das heißt, in dem Game mehr streichen und weniger rumballern.
North exit. That's my way out.
Bond can use the environment to his advantage by choosing from multiple routes, exploiting opponents' positions or security vulnerabilities. Depending on the situation and the odds, Bond can always go with a quick and blunt strategy.
Could have played that a little smoother, James.
Die Frage ist nur, was ist die rechte Seite oder die linke Seite, was das ist. Vielleicht erklären die noch das, was die...
Using the scan from his watch to highlight options for distraction and misdirection.
What was that? I'll have a quick look.
Was immer noch die Sachen ist. Das ist interessant. Wird interessant sein. Ob die das noch erklären oder erst im Game, also sagen, das Game raus ist da.
Your Q gadgets are custom developed to be powered by resources found in the environment, so be sure to stock up when you have the chance. Aside from your signature watch, a gift from Q, you'll have other gadgets in your arsenal. The laser fires a direct beam of energy that can be used offensively against targets or tactically on environmental points.
Du kannst Sachen benutzen, aber dafür brauchst du bestimmte, sagen, Energie oder grüne Sachen, damit du das benutzen kannst. Und das kannst du wohl die Items nicht benutzen.
Opening up strategic options to avoid combats or spring traps. The smoke device confuses and disorients foes, letting you pass through undetected, offering a chance for concealed stealth takedowns. The world of 007 First Lights will see Bond face different opponents, some of whom cannot be bluffed or charmed into compliance. Using a dart phone to incapacitate them will give you an opportunity to talk your way out with a charismatic flourish.
Man muss halt auch achten, wie du... Musst du aushalten, wie du die Sachen ausgibst.
But sometimes, hard as you may try to stay hidden, a fight is unavoidable.
If he was from MI6...
What? Excuse me? Who are you looking for?
Relax, off-duty museum security.
Having been discovered, Bond will need to rely on more than wit and charm to contain the situation. In melee combat against multiple assailants, you'll need to think fast. Combining throws, parries, and direct strikes with environmental
Okay,
takedowns.
das hört sich ein bisschen an Batman. Wo du gegen mehrere kämpfen musst und dann ausweichen, blocken und zuschlagen. Das ist ein bisschen Batman-Kampf.
Simon says don't get up.
Sometimes James will need more than his fists to get out alive. When enemies show clear intent to shoot and kill Bond, you will be granted a license to kill. Trained by the Royal Navy, Bond is an expert marksman. His Q pistol firearm is a great conversation starter. Enemies can provide additional firearms. You'll just have to borrow them for a moment. With quick thinking, you can turn the tables on your enemies by making the very environment a deadly weapon. Gadgets used for stealth and infiltration can also be deployed in combat to disrupt enemy attacks or provide further offensive options. Allowing you to fight fire with fire or distract to make your escape.
Technik das blaue und das chemische Gegenstände das andere Chemieglas, ja. Und die Energie ist meist sehr für Fokus und solche Angriffe.
To support him in challenging situations, Bond can use his own instincts. This mode will help you focus on your most difficult targets. Whether human or environmental, Bond must be fast, cunning, and uncompromising to prevail in the world of 007 First Light.
Thank you for your visit. We hope to see you again.
Somehow I doubt that.
Die Frage ist aber auch so, wie stark der Schaden ist von den Gegnern. Denkst du ein? Oh, 400 März sogar. Hey, früher hast gedacht. Das heißt Urlaub nehmen in der Woche. Okay. Warte mal, 14., 21. Das heißt, die Woche Urlaub nehmen. Also, was man gesehen hat, ist schon. Hat man mehrere Spielen sozusagen Sachen dabei. Von Hitman, Uncharted. So Nahkämpfe sieht ein bisschen aus wie von Batman. Wo du gegen mehrere kämpfst, ausweichen, blocken, zuschlagen. Könnte interessant sein. Muss mal schauen, wie die es am Ende reinbringen. Muss man halt gucken, wie die es am Ende machen. Dass nicht so sehr in eine Richtung gehen, sondern mal alles sagen human getrennt, solange miteinander verbunden ist. Nicht zu sehr Hitman und nicht zu sehr Uncharted, muss einfach so zusammenpassen. Die Mischung. Wird interessant. Da freut man sich auf das Spiel schon. Nur noch wie viel? 3? Noch 6 Monate bis dahin. Noch ein halbes Jahr. Dann haben wir es auch. Ja.
Arbeiten bei Coolblue.
Ja,
Du fährst mit deinen Lieblingskollegen, machst Kunden glücklich und schaufelst Fettkohle. Und nachdem du Waschmaschinen und Fernseher gebracht und angeschlossen hast,
ich hasse die Werbung.
Energie für eine Runde Fußball. Das kickt. Gehe gleich auf arbeitenbeicoolblue.de.
Ich habe keinen Bock zu zahlen. Die 10 Euro oder 12 Euro.
Sammle mit jeder Bezahlung
Hab keine Lust zu zahlen.
You ever notice how gamers are a little masochistic?
We love games that punish us, chew us up, and still somehow keep us coming back
Nice
for
of
more.
me.
Well, this list is exactly that. Handpicked, no filler, just the good stuff that'll test your skills and patience.
Bei dem ist die schwersten Bosse in den Games. Die schwersten Bosse in dem Game. Naja, die schwersten Bosse in den Games. Was dich von hinten nimmt. Oder? Oder Spiele. Was sehr schwer ist.
Cosmic horror, and really aggressive grandpas with torches. Gothic architecture looms overhead. Eldritch nightmares skin.
Irgendwann müsste ich auch mal.
Somewhere out there is a moon god judging your fashion choices.
Irgendwann Bloodborne. Irgendwann.
No shields,
wenn ich alt und grau bin.
The game dares you to dive into danger, trade blows, and regain health by fighting back.
Gute Nacht, Windy, schlaf gut und bis zum nächsten Mal.
Good luck. They're grotesque, glorious, and likely to live rent-free in your psyche forever.
Oh, 21.
Bloodborne rewards mastery like nothing else. Every victory feels like exorcising a demon, one you earned the hard way. And the deeper you go, the weirder, more cosmic, and unforgettable it becomes. It's art that hurts.
Wo ich gespielt habe, bin ich an Coin gescheitert. Nach dem Boss habe ich aufgehört in dem Spiel. Der scheiß Vater. Der hat mich gebrochen. Der scheiß Boss. Ah, Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. If Dark Souls was a punch to the gut, Elden Ring is a flying knee to the soul. With open world to pick which kneecap gets shattered first. Developed by
Du kannst dich so sehr überpowern, dass Elden Ring am Ende sehr einfach sein kann.
A hauntingly gorgeous world where ruins whisper secrets, castles leer from foggy cliffs, and everything wants you.
Du kannst dich so sehr overpowern in dem Game.
Written by George R.R. Martin, yes, that one, unfolds like a fever dream. Cryptic demigods, shattered rings, and a throne that definitely isn't worth the trauma. Every NPC speaks in riddles, like your emotionally distant uncle who read too much Tolkien. Combat, it's fluid, punishing, and deeply rewarding. You'll dodge roll like your life depends on it, because it does. Bosses range from mildly upsetting to, why is the moon trying to kill me? Optional content, it's a trap. You think you're just exploring a cute cave, and suddenly you're in hell.
Ja, Elden Ring ist einer der einfacheren Souls-Games. Weil du kannst sehr herumreisen und dich aufleveln, bevor du die Bosse angehst. Ach, jetzt eher einer der einfachen Souls-Games, finde ich. Aber ich fand die Open World für mich nicht reizend. Okay. Sekiro.
Shadows die twice. You ever fought a boss so hard you started questioning your life choices, and the game's like, yeah, now do it again, but better? That's Sekiro Shadows Die Twice in a nutshell. From Software took a break from Knights and Dragons to throw you into a gorgeous, blood-soaked version of Sengoku-era Japan, where being a shinobi means you get humbled hourly. The world's stunning. Cherry blossoms, moonlit castles, eerie temples, all deceptively peaceful until a flaming bull
Ja, mit der Asche, mit dem Recherche was gewesen? Doppelgänger. Ich glaube, die ist eine der OPs der Asche überhaupt. Ja. Auch wenn du bei Elden Ring ein bisschen overpowered bist, die Bosse können dich immer noch sehr schnell fertig machen, wenn ich aufpasse. Ja, Sekiro. Das Spiel ist auch ein Spiel, was ich mal spielen will. Irgendwann mal. Ah, Demon's Souls. Haben wir gespielt. Und sogar zu Ende gespielt.
Demon's Souls. Before Elden Ring, before Dark Souls became a meme for difficulty, there was Demon's Souls. And it didn't care how hardcore you thought you were. Originally developed by From Software, remade beautifully by Bluepoint, this is the blueprint. The OG pain simulator. You play as a cursed warrior entering the kingdom of Boletaria, a fog where
Demon's
Souls and every hallway screams bad decision.
Ein cooles Game.
Bleak, gothic, and eerily quiet. It's not just dark fantasy, it's sad fantasy. Everything's
macht auf jeden Fall spielen.
or quietly waiting to stab
Ist
you
auf
in
jeden
the
Fall
back
ein cooles
with a
Game.
item description. Combat is slow, deliberate, and ruthless. Enemies hit like trucks. Healing takes a second too long, and yes, you will die. A lot. And when you do, say goodbye to half your health bar and hello to soul form. It's like a permanent you suck debuff. Bosses range from horrifying giants to creepy spellcasters who feel insulted that you showed up underleveled. And don't even get me started on the swamp levels.
Bäh.
Always the worst.
Ja,
It's
das
brutally
Level war
punishing, but
beschissen.
when you win, oh man, nothing else hits like it. Demon's Souls doesn't hold your hand. It breaks it, gives you a rusty sword, and dares you to keep going.
Okay, das ist der schwerste Boss überhaupt, der Phalanx. Das ist der schwerste Boss. Ah, Code Vein.
Code Vein. Imagine Dark Souls got bitten by a stylish anime vampire and started listening to J-Rock at full volume. That's
Hab
Code
ich
Vein,
nicht
Bandai
gespielt.
Namco's
Ich hab mal
modern,
auf
blood-drenched action RPG. It's
YouTube
fast, flashy, melodramatic, and has
eine
more
so
chapters than a
Let's
Hot
Play
Topic
gesehen, aber
series.
schon ewig
Set in a
her.
post-apocalyptic world overrun by lost monsters
Ist
and
auch schon
corrupted
gefühlt
evidence. You
ewig
play
her.
as a memory-wiped bloodsucker with supernatural powers and a tragic backstory, because of course you do. The setting
Wie zum Geier hält das zusammen? Wie zum Geier?
is bleak but oddly beautiful. Crumbling cities, glowing veins of bloodroot, and gothic ruins that scream, I journal in calligraphy.
Könnte sein,
Combat is
Search,
fluid, with
Source
tons of
2 vielleicht.
customization through blood codes.
Da ist
Class
auch B,
systems
wird
that let
auch
you
noch
respec
kommen.
on the fly. Want a tank today and cast fireballs tomorrow? Go for it. It's anime logic, baby. Toss in a companion system and a surprisingly heartfelt story, and yeah, this one's more than just edgy fan service. My verdict? Code Vein is like a melodramatic fever dream. Stylish, challenging, and weirdly comforting.
Ja, das hab sie.
Please don't cry while upgrading
Das sind die
gear
wichtigsten
kind of way.
Fragen überhaupt. Ich will sogar Sinas zustimmen. Das sind die wichtigsten Fragen. Ah, Shell. Mortal Shell.
Mortal Shell. Mortal Shell
Ja,
feels like if someone played Dark Souls during a thunderstorm.
ist in Ordnung, aber nicht mein Game.
And then built it in a haunted cathedral.
Ich hab's mal ausprobiert, aber
It's a compact, moody Souls-like that trades scale for atmosphere and pain. Lots of pain. You don't level up in the usual sense. Instead, you inhabit the bodies, or shells, of fallen warriors, each with their own fighting style and
hat mich
tragic
nicht so
backstory.
geflasht, das
It's
Game.
unsettling. It's mysterious. It's kind of beautiful, honestly, until a frog demon backhands you into next week. Combat is slow, deliberate, and punishing. There's no shield, no spamming dodge rolls, but you can turn your body to stone mid-attack, which is either genius or madness, or both. One wrong move and you get knocked out of your shell like a sad ghost trying to reclaim your meat suit. The world is dripping with dread, and the lore, obscure enough to make you question whether anything means anything. But if you like your challenge with a side of existential dread, Mortal Shell delivers.
Und zuschauen, ja, aber selber spielen, nicht mein Ding. Ah, nice auf B. Ich habe das Spiel kaum gespielt. Nur ein paar Stündchen. Geiles Spiel. Nur ein paar Stündchen habe ich gespielt.
Of P. What if Pinocchio was a tortured puppet boy in a blood-soaked gothic nightmare? Yeah, someone said that in a pitch meeting, and somehow Lies of P exists because of it. Developed by NeoWiz, this steampunk horror Souls-like takes place in the twisted city of Krat, a once
Wir müssen bald neue Spiele ausbringen.
of gears, gaslight, and
Ich
robot
will was Neues
who look
spielen.
like they're sponsored by trauma. It's like if Bloodborne and Dishonored had a baby.
Ich will was
and that
Neues
baby
spielen.
hated you. The story? Twisted fairy tales meets existential dread. You're a puppet trying to become real, but instead of telling lies to grow a nose, you lie to survive. And every lie has consequences. Think Pinocchio, but with PTSD and a grappling hook arm. Combat is weighty, tense, and vicious. Every fight feels personal. The parry system will either make you feel like a god, or like someone who's never touched a controller before. There's side quests,
Ja,
customization, branching
die scheiß
decisions, but
Typen.
let's be honest,
Die scheiß
you're here to
Kaninchen.
get
Der
clobbered
scheiß
with
Clown.
clowns and somehow
Der
thank the
Wichser.
game for it. Lies of P isn't just challenging, it's stylish, brooding, and oddly poetic. Like losing a knife fight in a velvet opera house. Gorgeous, deadly, unfair. We love that.
Der Fallenbischof. Ja. Ich glaube, es waren mehr als 5 oder 6 Runs. Ich glaube, es waren mehr als 5 oder 6 Runs. Wenn man die DLC sieht. Ah, 9 Swords. Aber auch wie gesagt, dass es ein cooles Game ist. Schwer, aber soll schön sein.
Kung Fu Scroll, a Bullet Hell, and Sekiro all get jammed into a side-scrolling fever dream. Developed by Red Candle Games, yeah, the detention and devotion folks, so you know it's gonna hurt. This game is a brutal mix of ancient cyberpunk and supernatural violence wrapped in hand-drawn beauty. You play as Yi, a vengeful hero with
Aber es hat viel, wenn man so nimmt. DLC haben wir zweimal gemacht. Wir haben einmal normal, Wahrheit, nochmal gespielt, Rentenmeister, nochmal so gespielt. Ja, 6, 7 Mal haben wir gespielt. 6 oder 7 Mal haben wir das Game durchgespielt. Weil, ich muss sagen, Laserpiel macht mir am meisten Spaß. Ah, Sifu. Sifu ist auch ein Game, was knackig ist.
Sifu doesn't hold your hand. Grabs you by the collar, slams you into a brick wall, and then asks, "You want to keep going?" This is Slowclap's brutal, kinetic martial arts brawler that makes you earn every punch, block, and parry like your life, and age depends on it. You play a nameless fighter on a quest for revenge, tracking down a crew of assassins who massacred your family. It's gritty, personal, and surprisingly emotional, but also wildly unforgiving. Every time you die, you don't respawn. You get older. Stronger, yes, but slower, more fragile. And death stacks fast. Combat is tight, technical, and reads like a love letter to kung fu films. It's not about button mashing. It's about reading movement, countering attacks, and flowing like a warrior monk with anger issues. You start as a student. You end, if you survive, as a legend. But the path there, it's lined with bruises, broken bones, and a lot of humility. So yeah, step up, or stay down.
Ja, Sifu bestimmt hat eine interessante Mechanik. Macht auf jeden Fall Spaß, aber ist schon knackig. Ja, das Surge 2 kam ich nicht klar mit dem Blocken. Weil bei Surge 2 musst du entscheiden, links oben, rechts oben, unten, rechts. Mit dem kam ich nicht so wirklich klar. Das kam ich nicht so wirklich klar. Ich weiß nicht warum, aber...
Picture RoboCop mixed with Dark Souls, sprinkled with a bit of I, Robot on bath salts. There's a story here, involving a mysterious little girl, a nanite plague, and your amnesia-riddled protagonist waking up from a plane crash like, wait, why is everyone trying to kill me? Classic. Combat is brutal and tactical. You're not just swinging wildly, you're targeting limbs to slice off specific armor parts. It's like a fashion show where everyone's trying to murder you. Upgrades, side quests, branching zones, it's got solid replay value. But don't get comfy. Every shortcut you unlock just leads to a new flavor of suffering. The Surge 2 is unforgiving, industrial, and deeply underrated.
Ich müsste es mir wieder eine Chance geben. Vielleicht habe ich es so schnell abgegeben, das Game damals. Little Johnny. Vielleicht müsste das Game irgendwann mal eine Chance geben. Aber erstmal müssen wir das erste Game spielen. Ah, Neo.
You know a game's out for blood when even the tutorial has you sweating. Neo from Team Ninja is a samurai/Souls-like that drops you into a demon-infested version of Sengoku Japan, where history, mythology, and masochism collide in spectacular fashion. You play as William, a white-haired Englishman with the soul of a samurai and the patience of a monk, because
ja, das Spiel, der zweite Boss hat mich zerstört. Der zweite Boss hat mich das Game aufgeben lassen.
brutally punishing and incredibly
Weil da kam eine Spinne. Die hat mich so sehr fertig gemacht, dass ich Neo 1 nie wieder angefasst habe.
One wrong move and a tiny goblin will ruin your
Ich
whole
hab's
day.
nie wieder
And
angefasst,
don't
das
get me
Game.
started on the bosses. These aren't fights, they're grudges. But here's the thing, Neo's pain is fair. It teaches you to be precise, patient, and utterly fearless. And when you finally overcome it, oh man, chef's kiss. It's pain, but it's earned pain.
Yuki Onna. Ah, Wolong.
Wolong Fallen Dynasty. If you ever thought you know what the Three Kingdoms period needs, more demons, then Wolong Fallen Dynasty is your fever dream come true. Developed by Team Ninja, aka the same folks behind Neo, this game throws historical accuracy out the window and replaces it with pure adrenaline, martial arts wizardry, and supernatural horror. Set during the collapse of the Han Dynasty, the world feels like a war-torn land.
Der Anfang sah interessant aus vom Game. Ich hab's mal
You're a
angetestet.
nameless warrior going toe-to-toe with
Aber ich hab nie weit
demons on
gespielt.
steroids. Think Dynasty Warriors meets Sekiro, but with way more dying. Combat is all about aggressive parries and morale management. Yes, morale, because apparently, confidence is a literal stat now. One wrong move and even the lowliest grunt will fold you like cheap laundry. Replayability? Oh yeah. New builds, hidden flags, co-op, and enough frustration to last all week. Real talk? Wolong makes you feel unstoppable, right up until a giant tiger demon pile drives you into next Tuesday.
Der Boss ist es. Das ist sozusagen der erste Boss in dem Game, wo du anfängst. So der Tutorial-Boss. Entweder habe ich den sehr schnell fertig gemacht, oder der Boss hat mich so sehr niedergemacht wie noch was. Ist immer so 50-50 bei dem Boss. Entweder besiegst du ihn sehr schnell, oder der besiegt dich extrem schnell. Ich weiß nicht warum. Ah, Rise of the Ronin.
Rise of the Ronin. Rise of the Ronin is what happens when Team Ninja decides that open world and crushing difficulty absolutely belong in the same sentence. Set in 19th century Japan,
Ja, bei dem Spiel bin ich mir unsicher.
no mercy and apparently no fear of dying to literally everything.
Ob das ein gutes Game ist oder nicht.
War-torn Edo, misty mountain trails and cherry blossom forests.
Bin noch unentschlossen, ob ich spielen soll oder nicht.
Multiple paths, branching storylines, dialogue choices, but let's be real. Most of the choices are just different ways to get your butt handed to you. Combat is tight, like blink and miss the parry window, tight. Every duel feels personal.
Okay, okay. Kann ich sagen, weil ich hab's nicht. Ich glaube meistens, ich habe nur eine Stunde gespielt bei dem Boss. 1 oder 2 Stunden. Also habe ich nicht wirklich viel gesehen.
Emotionally charged and packed with systems you'll be too scared to ignore. But if you survive, you feel like a legend, or at least a very sore one.
Aber die Kämpfe sehen geil aus. Ah, Wolong. Ah, schönes Spiel. Ein schönes Spiel.
Imagine if Sekiro and Journey to the West had a love child, then left it in the mountains to train with the
Aber der Drache war ein Wichser.
really angry.
Du konntest ihn kaum treffen. Der ist so weit, der ist immer herumgeflogen. Der war einfach ein Wichser gewesen.
And no, your graphics card is not ready. You play as the Destined One, a mystical warrior with the power to shapeshift, summon storms, and twirl a staff like divine vengeance.
Aber die Story von Wukong war geil gewesen. Die Kämpfe waren cool gewesen. Außer ein paar Bosse. Wie der Drache, der war einfach nicht normal gewesen.
Fast, fluid, and brutally satisfying. Every boss feels like a cinematic event, every dodge a life or death ballet. It's hard, it's beautiful, and it's relentless. My take, Black Myth doesn't just live up to the hype, it swings a golden staff right through it.
Aber ansonsten war das Spiel geil gewesen. Oder hier zum ersten Mal die zweite Phase vom Boss. Oder du denkst, du hast ihn besiegt und auf einmal so, nee, ich bin wieder da. Okay, den Banner. Devil May Cry? Ah, 5.
Devil May Cry 5. You ever get destroyed by a demon in style? That's Devil May Cry 5, a hack-and-slash spectacle from Capcom that somehow makes you feel like the coolest person alive, while simultaneously slapping you for not being stylish enough. This game doesn't just want you to survive, it wants you to look good doing it. You jump between 3 characters, Nero, with his punchy robotic arms, V, who lets his demon pets do the dirty work, and Dante, the immortal rockstar uncle of video games. The tone? Somewhere between gothic horror
Ja, mit dem Banner wusste ich noch bei Wolong, aber habe ich damals nicht so wirklich drauf geachtet, was sie gemacht haben.
Every enemy encounter is a chance to put on a show. Juggle, teleport, taunt, repeat. But here's the catch. It's hard. Not because enemies are cheap, but because the game expects excellence. And when you finally get that SSS rank after 32 retries and 1 nervous breakdown, worth it.
Ja, das braucht man für, glaube ich, mein Platinum-Spiel, braucht man für ein paar Missionen immer 3x S, so SSS, was sehr knackig ist. Ah, Kazan. Wow, der Wichser. Der kleine
The first berserker, Kazan. The first
Wichser.
berserker, Kazan, doesn't want you to win. It wants you to suffer gloriously. Developed by Nexon, this dark fantasy action RPG is drenched in style, rage, and enough dramatic backstory to make
Viper.
players look emotionally stable.
Was für ein Scheißboss.
A once revered general betrayed by his kingdom, stripped of honor, and left to rot in exile. Now,
Da war ein bisschen Fluchen gewesen.
the world is brutal and
Da war ein bisschen Fluchen dabei gewesen.
horrors and enemies that look like they were born from nightmares and lifted weights every day since. Combat is fast, heavy, and feels like a fistfight between demigods. Every swing,
Aber hat Spaß gemacht.
you're not just fighting, you're avenging.
Auch wenn ich geflucht habe. Das Spiel war cool gewesen. Boah, Rankus.
Bottom line, Kazan isn't here to teach you patience, it's here to teach you vengeance. And when you land that perfect combo, oh man, it feels like justice with a steel edge.
Ja, kann man sehen, ein bisschen einseitig, aber hat Spaß gemacht. Ah, Bayonetta. Müsste es sein. Ja. Bayonetta.
Bayonetta. Imagine if a Devil May Cry game drank a gallon of glitter, fused with a K-pop music video, and then roundhouse kicked God in the face. That's Bayonetta. Platinum Games went all in, and so did Bayonetta herself, a gun-wielding, hair-whipping, angel-slaying witch who treats gravity and subtlety like suggestions. You play as Bayo, waking up with amnesia, of course, surrounded by angels who look like they were designed during a fever dream. And your response? Spin in the air, shoot them with your high-heel pistols, and
wenn ich
made of
fluche.
your own hair to finish the job. Naturally, combat is fast, fluid, and brutal. It's all about combos, dodging with perfect timing to enter witch time, basically bullet time with sass, and making every fight a bloody ballet. It's punishing if you're sloppy, but when you get in the zone, it's poetry in carnage. Oh, and the difficulty? Let's just say the game expects you to not only survive, but dazzle while doing it. Bayonetta doesn't care how tired you are. She wants performance.
Ja, das erste Bayonetta habe ich sogar auf Steam. Muss ich mal spielen. Was? Ah, ich habe mal die Demo angetestet. Eine Troja. Aber hat mir nicht wirklich zugesagt.
Developed by Jama Games, it's a Souls-like wrapped in golden sunlight, Mediterranean myth, and an overwhelming sense that everything wants you dead.
Hat mir irgendwie nicht zugesagt, das Game.
Set in a cursed world stuck in eternal performance, you play as the maskless one, the lone being not bound to a divine script. The world is a stage, literally. Your fighting actors,
Ich kam irgendwie in den Masken nicht klar, weil war einfach Englisch gewesen, die Demo.
It's theatrical horror with olive trees and blood-soaked wine.
Vielleicht müssen wir probieren, wenn es auf Deutsch ist. Ich glaube ja, das weiß Blut, aber...
Honestly, Inotria's greatest trick is how stunning it looks while crushing your soul. It's Sunshine Souls-like, and yes, that's a threat and a compliment.
Parieren. Return muss es sein.
Returnal.
Ja, Returnal. Das ist so ein Roguelike,
That's Returnal in a nutshell.
Roguelike Shooter Game.
Pilot caught in a cosmic time loop on the creepy, ever-shifting world of Atropos. Think Edge of Tomorrow, but with more tentacles.
Je weiter du kommst, desto mehr Sachen kannst du behalten, stärker werden, so.
Unsettling Lovecraftian vibes. But don't stop to admire the view, because everything is trying to kill you with lasers. So many lasers. Combat is fast, twitchy, and pure adrenaline. Dash, shoot, survive, or die, and start over from scratch. No checkpoints, no mercy, just muscle memory and willpower. And yet, it's addictive. Every death
einmal sterben, atmen vorne.
Returnal punishes, but it also empowers, like a cosmic drill sergeant in a haunted house. If you're into pain loops with meaning, yeah, this one's for you.
Ich glaube, Return ist auch PlayStation Plus kostenlos.
After all this pain, you're one of us now. Might as well make it official. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more gloriously unfair games that make us question our life choices. It's free.
Dark Souls.
Therapy after this list.
Ah, Limit.
AI Limit. AI Limit is like waking up in a post-apocalyptic fever dream where every building is
cooles Game, außer paar Bosse.
Developed by Sense Games, this Chinese action RPG.
Der optionale Boss, der war scheiße.
Real sci-fi twist. You play as Arisa, a lone warrior piecing together a shattered world infected by a mysterious.
Der optionale Boss, der war scheiße.
Yet weirdly beautiful. Think decayed megastructures, ghost cities, and eerie remnants of tech long gone. It's the kind of place that whispers at you when no one's around. Combat, it's deliberate and brutal. Dodge, slash, parry, repeat. With a range of weapons and gear that change your playstyle on the fly. Every fight feels personal.
Aber hat mir gefallen, das Game.
Sound familiar? Here's the kicker. Beneath all the bleakness is a game dripping with style and mystery. AI Limit doesn't just test your skill. It wants you to question what's left of humanity when everything else falls apart.
War ein sehr cooles Game gewesen. Ich kann mich an den Boss gar nicht erinnern. Haben wir den gehabt? Ich kann mich an den Boss nicht erinnern. May Cry? Nee, Nina Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden. Ninja Gaiden isn't here to hold your hand. It's here to rip it off and beat you with it. Team Ninja's legendary action/torture device is the kind of game that punishes hesitation, mercy, and joy. You play as Ryu Hayabusa, a stoic ninja with the reflexes of a caffeinated hawk and the wardrobe of a medieval murder machine. The setting flips between temples, cyber cities, and hellish realms. But it doesn't matter where you are. Everything wants you dead.
Jeder bevorzugt eigene Spiele, muss halt nicht allen gefallen.
You're not here for the plot. You're here to master pain. Combat, fast, brutal, unforgiving. Miss a dodge, dead. Blink mid-combo, dead. Press the wrong button in the wrong direction at the wrong time,
dead.
Saved recently. Enemies don't fight fair, and neither does the camera. Still, there's a beauty to it. A pure, skill-driven dance where every victory feels earned. Ninja Gaiden doesn't hate you. It just wants to see what you're made of.
Okay. Neo 2.
Neo 2. You ever get into a fight so intense, you start mentally drafting your will mid-boss battle? Welcome to Neo 2, an action RPG from Team Ninja that turns demon slaying into a full-time job with unpaid overtime. Set in a myth-soaked alternate Sengoku-era Japan, this
ja, hier haben die ja reingebracht in den Dämonen, die für dich verwandeln kannst.
You play a half-human, half-yokai mercenary, basically the worst Uber driver feudal Japan ever hired. The cast is filled with historical legends, twisted into demon-hunting badasses, and the tone rides a razor's edge between epic and what the hell did I just summon? But the real meat? Combat. Fast, brutal, and precision-focused. 3 stances, key pulses, yokai abilities. It's a dance, and you better learn the steps or die trying. Side quests and new game plus? Yeah, there's replay value, if your sanity survives. My take? Neo 2 doesn't hold your hand, it cuts it off. But man, what a rush.
Ja, das Spiel hat ja Livian oft genug gespielt, auch Neo 2. Und ist auch ein paar Mal gestorben. Das ist Metal Gear Rising, genau. Revenge.
Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance doesn't ease you in. It rocket kicks you through a wall and expects you to thank it. Developed by Platinum Games, this is what happens when someone injects pure anime energy into a hack and slash and lets it scream about philosophy while you cut helicopters in half. You play as Raiden, half cyborg, all edge, wielding a sword sharp enough to shave atoms. The setting? A near-future dystopia dripping in politics, war crimes, and absurd boss fights. Like 1 second you're fighting a luchador-sized mecha with a pole arm, and the next you're suplexing a senator who's jacked on nanomachines and capitalism. Combat is fast, ridiculous, and way deeper than it looks. Parrying is life. Blink and you're dead. Miss a beat and your S-rank dreams go poof. And don't let the memes fool you. This game will humiliate you if you sleep on its mechanics. But man, when you get in rhythm, it's like playing a metal album. Loud, stupid, brilliant. 10 out of 10 would Revengeance again.
Ja, das Spiel hat eine coole Story. Bulletstorm.
Bulletstorm. Bulletstorm is the gaming equivalent of chugging an energy drink while shouting profanity at a space pirate. Developed by People Can Fly, this first-person shooter is over the top in the best possible way. Crude, explosive, and outrageously creative with its violence. You play as Grayson Hunt, a drunken space mercenary with a vocabulary that could melt steel and a vendetta that spans light years. The world? A once luxurious resort planet gone full apocalypse, now crawling with mutants, robots, and things that really shouldn't be on fire, but are. The real hook? The skill shot system. The game actively rewards you.
Bulletstorm ist einfach, finde ich.
Kick a guy into an electric fence? Points. Leash an enemy into a spinning turbine? Points. There's no wrong way to kill.
Es kann halt mal schwer sein, wenn du es verkackst und so weiter, aber ansonsten wenn du nicht triffst und so weiter, aber ansonsten nicht wirklich. Man kann an ein paar Stellen sterben, das ja. Ich glaube, Wolf hat da, ich glaube, der hat auch gespielt, der ist an einer Stelle immer wieder gestorben. Das kann manchmal, dass du auch stirbst, aber ansonsten, nicht wirklich. Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade feels like Nier Automata and Sekiro got into a bar fight and made up with a hug. Developed by Shift Up, it throws you into a sleek post-apocalyptic world.
Ich hab's gespielt, also die Demo, aber keine Ahnung, war nicht so wirklich meins gewesen. Okay, hohen Score, wenn du machen willst, dann ja, das ist schwer. Aber wenn du es nur so spielst, dann nicht wirklich. Aber das Spiel, weiß nicht, hat mich nicht gefesselt.
That loading screen's about to get real familiar. But it's not just Flash, there's heart here. A story that swings between philosophical and devastating, with characters that actually feel something. It's fast, emotional.
Und die ganzen Mods für der IO, wie die aussieht manchmal, denke ich mir, Alter. Gefühlt hat die da gar nichts an, bei einigen Mods. Doom.
Doom Eternal. If Doom 2016 was your angry comeback album, Doom Eternal is the world tour. Louder, faster, and somehow even more insane. Developed by id Software, this first-person shooter cranks everything up to 11, then throws the dial out the window and sets the room on fire. You are the Doomslayer. Not a hero, not a soldier, just a force of pure righteous destruction. Earth has been overrun by hell, and your job is to punch it back underground.
Eternal ist der Vorgänger zu dem neuesten Doom. Okay.
It's a dance of death. You need ammo, chainsaw something. Need health, rip something in half. Need armor, light it on fire. This game rewards violence. Fast, calculated, unrelenting violence. And the difficulty? Let's just say Ultra Nightmare is in the name.
Was die für Mods hatte in Stellar Blade, Alter, war schon nicht human gewesen, kann man sagen. Ja genau, Dark Age. Ich weiß nicht, ich bin glaube ich für Doom einfach nicht gemacht. Ich habe zwar gespielt, aber Doom war nicht meins gewesen. Ah, Wolfenstein. Der New Colossus Teil 2.
Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus is a game where subtlety goes to die. And it dies screaming. Developed by Machine Games, it drops you into an alternate America where the Nazis won. And you, as the forever angry BJ Blazkowicz, are here to make sure they deeply regret that decision. The world is equal parts dystopia and grindhouse fever dream. Clan members casually chatting with Nazis, brainwashed propaganda everywhere, robot dogs patrolling the suburbs. It's disturbing, ridiculous, and brilliantly bold. The combat, enemies
was die manchmal
you insulted their mother, and the
machen
game throws armored
mit den
super
Mods.
soldiers at you before you can even reload. BJ may be a walking tank, but he's not invincible. Peek for too long and you'll be redecorating the floor with your insides. Even on normal difficulty, this game hurts.
Ja, das stimmt.
An option, ammo is a lie, and dying is a lifestyle.
Selbst auf normal kann das Spiel sehr ekelhaft sein.
It's not just hard, it's hard with a purpose and a chainsaw.
Selbst auf normal ist der Wolfenstein sehr knackig. Gaiden 2. Black.
Ninja Gaiden Black. This isn't just a game. Ninja Gaiden Black is a rite of passage, a brutal dojo where only the strong survive and the weak are left weeping in the pause menu. Developed by Team Ninja, this 2005 classic is basically the final exam for every action gamer who ever thought they were hot stuff. You play as Ryu Hayabusa, a ninja so deadly he makes John Wick look like a mall cop. And yet somehow, you still die, constantly. Set across demon-infested cities, haunted catacombs, and ancient temples, the world is dripping with atmosphere and things that want to gut you. The story's a blend of revenge, dark magic, and ancient evil. But honestly, it's just the seasoning. The real meat is in the combat. Combat is lightning fast, fluid, and downright vicious. You'll block, roll, cancel, chain combos, and still get bodied by a random ninja with nunchucks and bad intentions. Even basic enemies will remind you who's boss. Oh, and the bosses? Think ballet recital. If everyone was on fire and screaming. There's tons of secrets, unlockables, and harder modes if you hate yourself just enough. Ninja Gaiden Black isn't fair. It's feral. But beat it, and you're officially built different.
Okay, nicht mein Spiel. Wird nicht meins sein. Ah, das Spiel ist ja, Bright Memory Infinite. Das Spiel war geil gewesen.
This game doesn't walk, it sprints, backflips, and wall runs straight into your face. Developed mostly by a single human being at FYQD Studio. Yes, really. Bright Memory Infinite is a first-person fever dream of bullets, blades, and straight-up weather control. You play as Shelia, elite operative, sword-wielding genius, and probably the coolest person to ever dual-wield a shotgun and katana mid-air. The setting? China, but cyberpunk and absolutely losing its mind.
Ja, das Spiel war cool gewesen. Haben wir zwar damals nur eine Stunde gespielt, so in die Richtung.
While ancient ruins collapse around you. It's like if history, sci-fi, and fantasy got into a drunken brawl and no one won. Combat is
ich werde auf jeden Fall spielen nochmal, solange das Ganze geben.
And juggling enemies in the air while lightning rains down never stops being cool. But blink and you're dead. It's short, yes, but dense with intensity. It's messy, it's stylish, it's kind of insane. But man, it's one of the coolest chaos rides you'll ever survive.
Ja. Ist nicht ein langes Game, aber ich freue mich aufs Spiel. Remnant. 1 oder 2? Ich glaube 1. Ja, 1.
Remnant from the Ashes. Imagine Dark Souls, but swap the swords for shotguns and add a tree apocalypse. That's Remnant from the Ashes, a game where even the shrubbery is out for blood. Developed by Gunfire Games, this third-person action RPG throws you into a post-apocalyptic Earth overrun by a nightmare race called the Root. Yep, evil trees. And they're not here to oxygenate. They're here to end you. The world is a beautiful wreck. Derelict cities, overgrown ruins, alien dimensions with names like Corsus that scream, "You're gonna die here." Everything's procedurally generated too, so no two playthroughs are exactly the same, meaning every new attempt is just a fresh flavor of misery. Combat is a wild hybrid. Tight gunplay meets Souls-like mechanics. You'll dodge,
Ja,
and
Remnant
blast your
macht auch
way through
Spaß.
grotesque bosses
An
with
manchen
wave-like
Stellen
ants,
sehr
which is
ekelhaft
basically
werden.
a kaiju-sized Groot with anger issues. Co-op makes the chaos bearable. Or worse, depending on how much your friends like friendly fire. There are secrets, gear mods, weird NPCs, and enough build variety to keep masochists coming back for more. Remnant is gritty, punishing, and weirdly satisfying. It's like Souls went to Texas, grabbed a rifle, and said, "Let's do this."
Das Spiel kann Spaß machen. Das Spiel kann extrem Spaß machen. Du. Dark Souls 1.
Dark Souls Remastered. If video games had a school of hard knocks, Dark Souls would be the headmaster. And
Okay, wenn du
das
Stärke-Char spielen willst, kannst du den ersten Boss mit den schwarzen Bomben als erstes nehmen und dann auf ihn werfen. Dann bekommst du seine Waffe. Aus 50 Stärke.
The game doesn't explain anything. It just drops you in with a sword, a cryptic message, and a vague sense of doom. Combat is methodical, heavy, punishing, and all about timing. Mistakes aren't oopsies. They're full-blown life lessons. And those bosses, they'll humble you. Artorias, Ornstein, and Smo, the bed of chaos, which is unfair in a completely different way. But here's the magic. When you finally succeed, it's not just a win, it's a triumph. You didn't just beat the game, you earned it.
Bed of Chaos, der ist scheiße.
Then praise the sun.
Einfach bis du zu ihm hinkommst. Das ist aber noch scheiß Boss. Das haben die einfach noch scheiß gemacht. Ah, das Game ist auch cool. Darkest Dungeon. Das ist auch ein cooles Game.
You don't play Darkest Dungeon, you survive it. Maybe. Red Hook Studios crafted this turn-based, Lovecraftian strategy RPG to do one thing. Emotionally damage you, and then ask if you'd like to do it again, but harder. You inherit a cursed estate crawling with eldritch horrors, madness.
Weil die können hier unten Mens bekommen. Und entweder hast du Glück und bekommst du gute Boni oder schlechte Boni. Und dann entscheidend ist, wo die stehen, weil vorne machen der Mescher oder weniger. Dann brauchst du Heiler und so weiter. Boah, das weiß ich gar nicht, weiß bloß, ob es die Option war mit dem Einhänder und Stärke-Boni. Habe ich nie wirklich drauf gefasst. Befasst.
So you send out parties of doomed adventurers, plague doctors, lepers, highwaymen, into dank corridors lit by dying torches and sheer regret. Every step forward could mean disease, trauma, or death. Probably all three. The combat is brutal, yes, but it's the stress system that really messes with you. One bad crit and your healer starts screaming about the void mid-fight. Morale collapses and suddenly your whole party's crying, bleeding, or randomly punching each other. But here's the thing. It's brilliant, meticulous, punishing, strangely addictive. It's not about winning, it's about enduring. About keeping the flame alive just one room longer. Misery has never been so strategic.
Weil du musst wissen bei dem Game, wann du aufhörst und zurückkehren willst in die Stadt. Damit du die Sachen, was du genommen hast, auch behalten kannst. Weil wenn du stirbst, stirbst du. Ah, Hitman.
Hitman 2016. Being a bald, bar-coded assassin has never been so stylish, or so stupidly difficult in the best possible way. IO Interactive's Hitman 2016 reboot took the classic sandbox stealth formula and polished it into something both elegant and hilariously chaotic. You are Agent 47, the world's most dangerous cue ball, Your job? Infiltrate high society parties, military compounds, or high-tech offices, and take out your targets without anyone knowing you were there. Bonus points if you do it while disguised as a sushi chef. Each level is a clockwork puzzle box. Dozens of ways to eliminate targets, each more creative or absurd than the last. Poison a drink, rig a light fixture, sabotage a jet, or just walk up and throw a wrench at someone's head. It's your masterpiece of murder. But the real challenge? Doing it clean. Silent assassin rating. No alerts, no mistakes. That's when Hitman becomes pure surgical stress. And when you pull it off, you feel like an actual ghost in a Gucci suit.
Ghost Runner. Na.
Ghost Runner. If Mirror's Edge did a line of cyberpunk rage and got locked in a room with Doom Eternal and a katana, you'd get Ghost Runner. Developed by One More Level, this neon-drenched nightmare throws you into Dharma Tower, a massive, crumbling skyscraper city that looks like Blade Runner and Hotline Miami had a meltdown together. You're a cybernetic ninja called the Ghost Runner, and your job? Slice through tyrants, AI corruption, and an army of guys who all brought guns to a sword fight. The twist? One hit, and you're dead. Every single time. It's not about taking damage, it's about dancing through bullets like you're auditioning for the Matrix. Only your dance partner is gravity, and your reward is another checkpoint. Maybe. Levels are
Ein Treffer und du bist down.
Painful failure depending on your reflexes. You'll die hundreds of times, but every retry teaches you something, like where not to jump, or how walls are liars. The story dips into cyberpunk rebellion and identity crisis, but honestly, you're mostly here for the flow. When it clicks, pure adrenaline. Ghost Runner doesn't mess around. It's sleek, stylish, and brutally precise. Think of it as parkour punishment with a side of existential dread.
Ja, aber irgendwann hat dann doch keine Lust mehr auf das Game gehabt. War mir zu sehr 3 Euro bei dem Game. Irgendwann hat er keinen Bock mehr gehabt. Ah, Remnant 2 muss es sein. Remnant 2, ja.
Remnant 2. Remnant 2 from Gunfire Games is what you get when you mash up the cryptic horror of Dark Souls with third-person shooter chaos, and then let a roguelike fever dream design the maps. It's co-op carnage, procedural nightmares, and gunplay that feels way too satisfying for how often you're dying. The world, or should I say worlds, are completely unpredictable. One minute you're in a gothic swamp, the next you're knee-deep in a biomechanical hellscape fighting sentient fungus. It's like the multiverse got hacked by an AI with a grudge. Combat is sharp, tactical, and relentless. You're dodging, reloading, swapping weapons, and praying all at the same time. Plus, the archetype system lets you mix and match classes, so every run feels like its own science experiment. That usually ends in fire. Personal take? Remnant 2 is chaos, yes. But it's the kind of chaos you high-five your friend over right before a boss deletes both of you.
Ja, man kann statt bis zu 3 Personen spielen. Oder 2, weiß gar nicht. Ah, Star Wars Fallen Order, genau.
You can't run forever.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Fallen Order asks the bold question, what if being a Jedi was less like a power fantasy and more like unpaid emotional labor, with extra sliding segments? Developed by Respawn Entertainment, this game follows Cal Kestis, a Jedi in hiding who looks like he's always 5 minutes away from crying. After Order 66, he's just trying to stay alive, rebuild the Jedi Order, and not get obliterated by Inquisitors who clearly skip therapy. You'll travel across multiple planets, from the foggy hell of Dathomir to the ice-slick ruins of Zepho, each one packed with puzzles, ancient lore, and enemies who exist solely to humble your Force ego. Combat is surprisingly Souls-like. Stamina meters, dodge roll timing, punishing parries.
Ist ein cooles Game.
It's the Purge Troopers and aggressive space
Aber das irgendwie nie beendet. Ich weiß nicht warum.
You off a cliff after 40 minutes of progress. Platforming? Oh, it's in there. Sliding down ice ramps into instant death will become a spiritual experience. There's secrets, upgrades, and even Metroidvania backtracking.
Hab's irgendwie nie gespielt.
Fallen Order makes you earn every ability. And yes, your reward is probably another goat fight. It's Star Wars at its most vulnerable. A scrappy, earnest game that's harder than it looks and better than it had any right to be.
Come on! Good reflex!
Was ist denn das für ein Spiel? Yakuza? Oder was? Ah, Like a Dragon.
Yakuza Like a Dragon. Yakuza Like a Dragon is what happens when a gritty crime drama takes a sharp left turn into heartfelt absurdity, and somehow makes it all work. Developed by RGG Studio, this turn-based RPG reboot trades out stoic Kazuma Kiryu for Ichiban Kasuga, a lovable, overly passionate ex-Yakuza with a heart of gold and the delusions of a JRPG protagonist. The world, Yokohama, Japan. A dense, vibrant playground full of quirky side quests, ramen shops, and grown men in diapers. 1 minute you're battling corruption, the next you're helping a dominatrix regain her confidence. It's weird, it's emotional, it's brilliant. Combat is turn-based with job classes like
Ja,
breakdancer and
Yakuza
chef,
war immer
and
schon
somehow it's deep, strategic, and hilariously fun. There's so much optional content
komisches
here,
Game.
it could be its own game. My take? Like a Dragon is both a gut punch and a group hug. It's the only RPG where I've cried, then laughed. 10 out of 10 would get emotionally whiplashed again.
In unserem Shop Lizenzstar können Sie Software günstig kaufen und sofort nutzen.
Müsste gleich schlafen gehen, bin müde.
Die neuesten
Noch ein Spiel. Dann gehen wir schlafen. Shadow of Mordor.
Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Ever wanted to go full Batman in Mordor? Shadow of Mordor hands you the keys, and then promptly throws
Ja,
you
das
into
Spiel ist auch geil. Mit den Nemesis,
slice of Tolkien fanfiction casts you as Talion, a ranger who gets very murdered in the opening
mit dem
cutscene,
Nemesis,
only to be
was sie drin haben.
by Celebrimbor, an angry elf ghost with a grudge. Congrats.
Wenn dich töten, steigen die auf, und dann kannst du sie wieder töten.
Middle-earth. The world is grim, bleak, and crawling with orcs that all graduated from the Screaming About Blood School of Villainy. And here's where things get brilliant. The Nemesis system. Every enemy remembers you. If you ran from a fight, they'll mock you. If they killed you, they get promoted. Mordor is basically one massive LinkedIn for violent gremlins. Combat is a brutal dance of parries, executions, and ghost powers. It feels amazing until 5 captains show up and turn you into Middle-earth mulch. Again, there's tons to do. Side quests, collectibles, beast riding, branding enemies. But the real hook is making personal enemies out of randomly generated orcs, then watching them taunt you with the confidence of someone who knows you can't parry worth a damn. Shadow of Mordor isn't the hardest game on paper, but emotionally, these orcs will haunt you.
Ja, Mordor ist geil mit dem Nemesis-System. Auf jeden Fall Spaß. Ja, das stimmt. Nemesis-System ist immer noch mit dem Patent gefangen, also kann es keiner benutzen. Ich hab's gespielt, Monster Hunter, aber boah, es kann Spaß machen, aber vielleicht ist nicht mein Game. Ich hab's gespielt, aber macht Spaß, aber ist nichts für mich.
And roughly 12 potions worth of screaming. Combat, deep, surgical, unforgiving. There are 14 weapon types, each with its own absurd learning curve. One's a sword that turns into an axe. Another is a bagpipe that buffs your squad. None of them are easy. Ever whiffed an attack and watched your character commit to it like it's their final will and testament? Yeah. But when you finally slay that beast after an hour-long brawl, covered in bruises and triumph, nothing hits quite like it. Just don't get attached. The next one's already twice your size.
Ja, die Waffen waren auch absurd gewesen in Monster Hunter. So viele Waffen, was du ausspielen kannst. Ah, das ist das ist 2, 3. Ja, die Kämpfe waren, wie gesagt, das cranky. Ja, man muss es mögen, das Game. Scarlet Nexus.
Scarlet Nexus. Scarlet Nexus is what happens when anime, brain science, and full-throttle combat get thrown into a blender, and then the blender develops sentience and attacks you. Developed by Bandai Namco, this cerebral action RPG takes place in a futuristic Japan, where elite soldiers known as OSF, Other Suppression Force, use psychic powers to fight bizarre, Cronenberg-inspired monsters called Others. These things look like flower bouquets had a nightmare and grew legs. You play as either Yuito or Kasane, both with tangled timelines, tragic backstories, and enough angst to power an entire shonen series. The story is dense, twisting, and loaded with mental link bonding, time loops, and brain punk terminology you'll only half understand, and still get emotional about. Combat is where it shines. A kinetic, fast-paced ballet of telekinesis, combo chains, and calling on your squad mates' powers like a psychic DJ mixing elements. It's fun, flashy, and surprisingly challenging when enemies swarm or bosses turn your screen into anime chaos. Optional content? Tons. Side missions, Bond episodes, post-game content. If you want more lore, it's there. If you want to just chuck a vending machine at a monster, that's also very much on the menu. Scarlet Nexus is weird, wild, and occasionally overwhelming, but if you embrace the madness, it's one of the most rewarding games out there.
Sieht interessant aus, das Game. Hab ich sogar auf Steam. Hab ich mir irgendwann gekauft. Aber die angetestet. Hab's mal erst gekauft, aber nie angetestet. Wie immer bei mir. Oh, Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight. At first glance, Hollow Knight feels like the cozy kind of game you'd play with a warm drink and a blanket. Then it kicks you into a pit, whispers "figure it out," and watches as you spiral into beautifully animated despair. Developed by Team Cherry, this hand-drawn atmospheric Metroidvania takes place in the forgotten kingdom of Hallownest, a hauntingly quiet underground world where every tunnel hides a secret, or something that wants you dead. You're a nameless bug warrior with a tiny sword and no map. Literally, you have to find the map guy and buy one. That's how indie this pain is. Combat is deceptively simple. Slash, jump, dodge, until it isn't. The boss fights, they demand focus. You're learning patterns, surviving by pixels, and dying. A lot. And when you finally beat that one boss you've been stuck on for days, pure euphoria. Hollow Knight doesn't just challenge your skills, it lures you deeper with mystery, and crushes you with elegance. You'll rage, you'll get lost, you'll fall in love, probably all in the same hour.
Das ist, Blasphemous 2.
Blasphemous 2. Dark Souls and Catholic guilt had a very artistic, very disturbed baby, it'd be Blasphemous 2. Developed by the Game Kitchen, this 2D action platformer throws you back into Civistodia, a world where sin has flesh, penance is sharp, and yes, everything hurts. You play as the Penitent One, a silent knight with a helmet shaped like a church candle and a guilt complex the size of a cathedral. The game world is grotesquely beautiful, crumbling cathedrals, crying statues, and saints who look like they escaped a Guillermo del Toro sketchbook. Combat is tight and ruthless. You've got new weapons now, each with their own flair, combos, and tragic backstories. Enemies don't just kill you, they punish your soul. The bosses, they're like religious trauma made pixel perfect. Tons of secrets,
sieht interessant aus, das Game.
That speak in riddles and regret. Look, Blasphemous 2 doesn't pull punches. It paints them in gold,
Sieht interessant aus.
lands them square in your face.
Aber wie gesagt, too much Spiele momentan. Ich habe das vom Rabab schon übersehen. Blasphemous. Das ist der zweite Teil, Survivor.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Star Wars Jedi Survivor asks a simple question. What if the Force couldn't save you from a perfectly timed parry? Developed by Respawn Entertainment, this sequel drops Cal Kestis back into the galactic meat grinder. Older, tougher, and still just one mistimed roll away from getting absolutely wrecked by a space crab. The galaxy is darker, wilder, and way more dangerous. The Empire's relentless bounty hunters are lurking, and ancient tech is out for blood. One moment you're meditating under twin suns, the next you're getting force choked by some weird frog alien with daddy issues. Combat? Souls-like. Precision is everything. Spam buttons and the game laughs. Parry too early,
Bei mir auch, Sapsi.
forget to block,
Zu viele Spiele, zu wenig Zeit.
but now with style. There's skill trees, lightsaber stances, dual blades, and still that one stormtrooper who'll two-shot you while yelling about rebels. But when you master it, when you earn each victory, it's electrifying. You feel like a true Jedi, just one who dies a lot.
Try again. You're an embarrassment. No,
Ah, das ist, genau, Dead Cells. Das ist ein cooles Game. Ein Roguelike-Game.
Dead Cells is a roguelike where dying is a lifestyle and improvement is mandatory. Developed by Motion Twin, it throws you into a slick, pixel-perfect world where every run is different and every mistake is painfully, gloriously permanent. You play
Aber macht mir Spaß, das Game.
blob of cells
Das
possessing
Game macht extrem Spaß.
Island. Yep, that's the plot. And somehow, it rules. The world is beautifully grotesque. Moss-covered prisons, flaming clock towers, corrupted castles, all procedurally generated, all trying to kill you. Combat is razor-sharp and endlessly customizable. Dual blades, giant hammers, fire grenades, go nuts. Every weapon has its own rhythm, and once you find your flow, it feels incredible. Just don't get cocky. This game will humble you mid-dash. With daily challenges, DLC, and more secrets than a Souls game's item descriptions, replayability's off the charts. Honestly, Dead Cells is pure kinetic joy until it breaks you. Then it rebuilds you faster, meaner, and hungry for one more run.
Ein schönes Spiel, aber kann auch hat sehr schnell brechen. Wenn du zu greedy wärst, kann das Spiel dich sehr schnell töten. Bei zu viel greedy, zu schnell, sehr schnell sterben. Celeste. Der Name sagt mir was.
Celeste. You know a game's tough when the pause menu literally has a give yourself a break option. Celeste doesn't just test your reflexes. It grabs your soul, shoves it off a cliff, and says, you got this. Developed by Matt Makes Games, Celeste follows Madeline, a young woman climbing the mysterious Celeste Mountain while wrestling with anxiety, self-doubt, and the worst enemy of all, herself. It's a surprisingly heartfelt story wrapped in a brutal, minimalist platformer that looks charming, until it eats you alive. Every screen is a puzzle of spikes, gaps, wall jumps, and perfectly timed dashes. No combat, just you, your nerves, and a mountain that clearly resents your presence. And yes, you will die. A lot. The game even counts it, like a proud parent tracking every time you face-planted into a snowdrift. But here's the magic. Every death teaches you something, and when you finally clear that impossible section, it feels euphoric, like you actually climbed something. There are B-sides, C-sides, secret hearts, and more if you want to suffer deeper. And somehow, you'll want to. Celeste is pain with purpose. A beautiful, pixel-perfect breakdown that reminds you it's okay to fall as long as you get back up.
Ah, Cuphead. Das ist auch
It lures you in with those gorgeous
schweres Game.
animations, the toe-tapping jazz, and the vintage cartoon vibes, and then sucker punches you with some of the most punishing boss fights in gaming history. Developed by Studio MDHR, this run-and-gun masterpiece is all about precise movement, tight timing, and bullet-hell chaos that escalates faster than Cuphead's gambling debt. Set in a surreal world full of living teapots, evil flowers, and boxing frogs, don't ask, you play as Cuphead and his brother Mugman, who accidentally bet their souls to the devil. Classic mistake. What follows is a relentless series of boss fights that test every inch of your patience. No filler, no mercy. Just you, 2 jump buttons, a parry mechanic, and pure animated carnage. It's frustrating. It's exhilarating. It's one of the most stylish ways to lose your mind. And when that boss finally explodes into
ein sehr schweres Game.
Sweet victory jingle, you'll swear you could fly.
Man muss genau achten, was sie machen. Die Bosse. Ist schon ein knackiges Game. Ah. Hitman 2.
Hitman 2. Hitman 2 is the kind of game that hands you a razor-sharp stealth toolset. Developed by IO Interactive, this stealth action sandbox puts you in the shiny bald shoes of Agent 47, the world's deadliest assassin and most suspicious-looking waiter of all time. Each mission drops you into a sprawling environment from Colombian jungles to suburban America and basically says, all right, be creative, but also perfect, or else. The world feels alive. NPCs go about their routines, security is always watching, and one wrong move turns your silent assassin run into local man massacres half of Miami. There's no traditional combat here, at least not if you're doing it right. Instead, it's all about disguise swapping, trap setting, and manipulating every little detail until your target accidentally walks into an active Great Press. It's not hard because it's fast. It's hard because patience is mandatory. You need timing, observation, and a borderline psychic understanding of human behavior. And even then, you'll still get caught trying to drag a body into a closet that's clearly too small. With dozens of challenges, mission variants, and hilarious improvisation options, Hitman 2 is the only game where murdering someone with a coconut feels like an achievement. Stealth has never been so stressful, or so stupidly fun.
Und vor der hinten. Dark Souls 2. Aber den Rest schauen wir mal beim nächsten Mal an. Bin schon müde und muss auch irgendwann mal aufstehen morgen. Wieder früh aufstehen. Arbeiten. Aber ich bedanke mich auch, dass ihr mit dabei wart. Ich hoffe, es hat euch Spaß gemacht. Mir hat auf jeden Fall wieder sehr viel Laune gemacht. Und auch wieder die kleinen Trailer. War wieder sehr unterhaltsam. Bis mal beim nächsten Mal. Und es gibt noch ein paar andere Dinge, was ich gefunden habe. Gibt noch ein paar Trailer. Daher wünsche ich euch mal eine gute Nacht. Schlaf gut. Und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.